Yo, Mama's Mississippi.
Do we go on like Zero Mississippi, or do we go like?
I give up.
I
give up. We're live. We're live. I give up. Fuck you all. We're live. I spend my hard time.
Are you gonna count down now, or?
It's been live for like 45 seconds. You know.
2.
It's too late for that then.
3, 4, 5.
What, counting up to 5, or are we counting down from 5? What is
live?
This? We need to discuss this before the stream.
You kind of sprung that on us.
Wait,
hey,
are we live on the internet right now?
Oh yeah.
I can't tell. Are we actually live?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. I'm deafening myself so I can listen to us be stupid.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Just making sure.
Oh boy, it's Thursday night. That's really all I can say about that. Hope everybody's doing good. We have another game of Rime with Frostmaiden. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Not because I didn't plan anything, because I'm too busy with work, but just because I don't know what the fuck you guys are going to do on a daily basis. Not a bad thing. That's a good thing. All right. So, last time we were all together, you guys finished up killing everything in the extraterrestrial ship. I mean, it was a very bad first contact situation. They were abducting people and creatures, and you saved the guard captain's life. You saved the life of a young Goliath woman. You left 2 kobolds to die in a burning nautiloid ship. But that's okay, they were vampires anyways. And now we find ourselves shortly after concluding the attempt to stop a self-destruct sequence of that ship. You guys are...
DM.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yes.
I prepared a little one-act play for this.
Oh yeah.
Would you mind if I? Would you mind if I pop it? What I'd like to actually do, like, just sort of recap what's going on for anybody who missed it. I mean, it doesn't take much to recap. I'm pretty sure, like, it took us 3.5 hours to get through 60 seconds last session, so there's not a lot to recap.
I mean, it's taken up like 9 hours to get through. Is this going to be a one-man
play by Larry?
Oh no, there'll be other people in the play. You've got a roll too.
Yeah.
Did you not
wonderful.
Get the script? Did you not get the script?
So,
okay.
No, I don't.
So right now, the snow is
scripts.
falling.
I just improv. So
perfect.
So I'll set the stage a little bit. The snow is falling.
What's our lines?
I would actually like to rewind a little bit to like the end of the last session. Would you mind if I did that?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so basically,
I'll allow it. Yes.
Yeah, we're going to start the scene sort of like, you know, what happens when you're seeing sort of like the very end of the previous episode, right? So right. So it only took about 60 seconds because essentially what happened in the last session was the group abandoned ship. The last crew member in his dying act had set the self-destruct. So the party had abandoned the ship before it blew up. They did a little bit of smash and grab before they got out. Then they scrambled up the embankment to the ridge overlooking things, expecting like this giant explosion to give them like a John Woo background to their escape from the whole thing. But that is not what happened. As they were scrambling up, instead of a giant explosion, there was kind of like a loud popping noise, kind of like a giant transformer blowing. And so it was like really, really anticlimactic kind of, and less of an explosion is sort of like a kind of nasty, acrid, like grease fire is what we've got going on. So everybody got up to the ridge to look over as all of this nasty smoke started coming out from the ship. At which point, people probably noticed Larry and Trafalgar weren't there, and then at that point they came scrambling out of the ship. Kind of looked around for a minute. Trafalgar already had his bearings. Bubba was already outside. He spots, the people going up the embankment to the ridge there. Starts going towards it. Looks back, realizes Larry's still sort of standing there in a daze. Kind of goes back, steers him in the right direction, and Larry and Trafalgar sort of come up behind. As they're coming up, I would imagine. I mean, we didn't really cover this before, but in my imagination, I would think that this is about when the smell would probably start to get to the party. Even in this cold, open mountain air, the smell of just like burning cephalopod flesh becomes very evident, like an octopus caught in a giant bug zapper. And you notice also as the smell comes that like the remains of the ship are kind of like twitching and spasming, in sort of a disturbing manner. So, but it's not just the smell of burning flesh. There's also this faint, just like sickly sweet undercurrent of pineapple in the whole thing. That's just like, it doesn't make it better. It's like Squidward was house sitting for SpongeBob and something unspeakable happened. So as the party sort of like settles in and realizes there's not a giant explosion, it's about this time that Trafalgar and Larry make it up. Now, Trafalgar, he's kind of scorched, kind of sooty, but he really doesn't look that bad, none the worse for wear. He looks sort of his unflappable self. But Larry coming up on the party looks completely fucking flapped. His like whole his front is all scorched.
Not to interrupt, but I kind of feel like he might even be like carried a little bit by Trafalgar, like the arm over the shoulder kind of thing.
Yeah, his gait is super unsteady. Trafalgar's helping him get there, and like the front of his cold weather gear is all just like burnt and charred and kind of flaking off in the wind. Looks really bad. And as they get up to the party, Larry like looks around for a second. He spots Rhaegar and he gets a serious look on his face. He's about to go over to him, but then notices Valen face down in the snow with his ass sticking up in the air. So I think Trafalgar and Larry kind of first sort of like walk in that direction and, kind of discussing things a little bit. And Larry says to Trafalgar, "Man, I got to tell you, I just thanks, man. Thanks for holding my beer. You really find out who your true friends are in situations like that. I'm sorry that went down that way. In my head, I was imagining something a little bit cleaner than that. But worked out, and I really appreciate you sticking by that." Right.
I forgot about the antlers.
you had mentioned, as they're walking towards Valen, you had mentioned something earlier, I recall, about having some kind of idea about maybe something to do with the ring. And it would be really good if we could get an idea how to control it. Because, man, I got us here, but I'll be honest with you, I think that was mostly luck. I'm not sure I can do that again. So do you want to take a look at that thing and see if you can figure out anything while it's still dormant?
I mean, we can take a look and try and find out. It can't hurt.
All right. Well, tell you what. And he reaches into the satchel and he pulls out the velvet pouch. It's still in the velvet pouch thing. He's like, and also, while I was in there, I found this little clickety click box or something. It seems to lack you because the closer I get to you, the faster it clicks. So I figured, maybe. And at this point, they've gotten up to Valen. I just figured maybe you two, down to Valen, eggheads might be able to suss some of this stuff out.
What was the clickety box?
I don't know, man. It's just like a little box, and it makes
Y'all hear from like under the snow.
and
he's like,
Does someone want to help him up? And what the hell is that? And he points at the were person.
Oh shit! You see that too? All right, cool. All right. Hang on, I'm gonna go. It seems to be with Rhaegar. I'm gonna go talk to him. But tell you what, and he takes the little clickety box in the pouch, and he's like, "I'm just gonna put these right here," and he puts them on Balin's ass, and he's like, "And I'm gonna go talk to Rhaegar for a second," and and walks over to Rhaegar. So he walks up to Rhaegar, not all the way up, kind of leaves maybe like 6 feet between them. kind of like stands next to him, and I think they're kind of like got a good view of the crash site and looking down sort of over the crash site. And Larry, stands next to him, looks down at it, looks back at it. So, Rhaegar, we got you a snail boat.
What do you mean? It's practically inoperable now.
And as you say that, there's another pop and another plume of smoke comes up. It's like, yeah, it's slightly used.
Look, less explosion, more breaking of wind.
Yeah, it's like a nasty, greasy, burning fart. Yeah. But yeah. So, all right. I mean, it looks bad, but I'm thinking that once the smoke clears, maybe we'll be able to salvage something from that might help us deal with whatever your affliction or curse or whatever. Speaking of which, I kind of got the impression that you were somehow connected to that thing. I half expected to come up here and find you like writhing around on the ground, clutching your head and speaking in tongues and shit. But you seem okay. You okay?
I'm just confused, is all. The last time I was in this ship, I remember a little girl, not a grown barbarian woman, and especially not one with paws.
Wait, shit, are you saying that this is the little girl?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay, all right. Well, that's confusing. We'll unpack that in a bit. But what about like the weird shit that was going on in your head? How's that doing?
DM, would that have ceased?
That has completely ceased.
What the hell was that?
What was that?
Yeah, that was really loud. You all right there, buddy?
Did your dog lick you in an inappropriate place?
It's supposed to be Valen stuck still under the snow.
Okay. Like, what the hell is going on?
Now that I know it works.
Forgotten about him.
Right.
He's yelling now.
So Rhaegar would I hear the mumbling?
Oh,
I would
definitely.
hope so.
All right, so
He's yelling it.
Rhaegar looks at Larry and says,
Follow me, Larry.
and I trudge through the snow just past Trafalgar, and when I do, I give him like a nod, like acknowledging him as a warrior. And I just plunge my hand down into the snow and grab whatever I can grab and try to pull him up out of the snow.
He's tiny and frail, so he just like immediately like.
That's a 17 on die for a strength check if DM wants
you
me
pull
to.
him
Oh yeah,
probably like out of the ground.
You almost puny got him into the snow on the other side of you, but you don't. Yeah, he's up. You got him. Got him on his feet.
Valen looks at you and goes, "Are we dead?"
He says,
We're not dead, wizard friend, but you were a lot like plucking carrots.
Valen would he'd tap your like arm, like whatever, like he'd pat it and he'd say, "Thank you." It's you're not hurt, are you, my friend? Are any of you hurt?
That's a relative question, wizard.
as I wipe the blood from my lip, and you look around and see what you see.
I feel fine.
Shiva. Shiva, I'm sorry, my sweet. And he snaps his finger and she goes away.
I'm gonna cast Close Wounds on myself.
Somebody's doing something useful.
Yeah, so you guys got rocked a little bit.
But
So here we are.
But
Yeah.
What would
Rhaegar,
happen if we got into a fight?
Hold on.
well, hang on, Rhaegar, you didn't answer my question. How are you feeling?
How do you feel, Rhaegar?
That would be up to DM, I guess. I feel pretty normal, right? Like,
You
or do
feel... You cast your mind back. You know, ever since you woke up and rejoined Ubis in your travels, after escaping this ship, you've had like this echo in the back of your head, like this is like ringing, piercing, like it's hard to ignore sometimes, but you manage to most of the time. But you're free of it now. You're completely free of it now. It's not there anymore.
So I look at Larry and I say,
Larry, I don't begin to understand what you think about, or the way that you come up with your crazy methods and plans. But I'll put this in a way I think that both of us can relate. That noise inside of my brain, it would be as though I was swirled around by pixies. All day, all night, incessant noise. And as though the great hand of Crom had reached down from the sky and squished all of them between his mighty hand. The bugs have stopped, Larry. There's no more sound in my head. And I take the handle of the greatsword and pull it up out of the sheath, and I say, Crom spoke to me. I heard his voice. Now there's a voice I can live with. And I kiss the hilt of the sword and raise it up to the sky, and then plunge it down in the sword, and I look at Larry and I say, whatever you did with that damned ring, thank you. And I trudge back through the snow and stand in front of him awkwardly for a few moments. And
I forgot about the ring.
I take the necklace from around my neck and fish it out from underneath of my cold weather gear and pull it past my hair and my braid and dangle it in front of me so that you can see this scrimshaw carved panther hanging from a leather cord with some beads and animal teeth. And I say, I want you to have this. In case we ever get separated, I want you to remember, you are Stormhill now. Thank you.
Larry, give me an insight check.
Sure. That's a 15.
15. It seems too suspicious to be a coincidence. That when the ship blew, or the equivalent, that the thing that's been plaguing your party member, Rhaegar, for the entire time you've known him has stopped. It almost seems like there may have been something on that ship causing that.
Yeah, that's
interference with him.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was putting together. So, so Larry takes a look at the necklace and stuff, and he's like, "Well, I mean, thank you, but all right, thank you." And he takes it. This means a lot to me. So I'm starting to get the impression that maybe this whole thing was linked to that, and that it kind of giving up the ghost kind of freed you. So that means if it had blown up, it probably would have been just about the same thing. So I probably didn't have to. You know what? This is great. This is fantastic. I'm so happy for you. This has worked out. You know, this is what we came here to do. We got it done, and you're free. And you know, this is for the best anyway. I don't think we're going to be able to salvage diddly from that mess down there.
I'll bow down to one knee and just kind of like give you a little flourish. I go, welcome to the Stormhill tribe.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Oh my goodness! All right, it's all formal and shit. Well, I appreciate it.
When you say that, Rhaegar puts an arm around your shoulder and your neck and like squeezes you a little bit too hard, not even paying attention to his strength, and he gets ready to scruff up your hair and give you a noogie, and he's like, he looks at you for a second, then releases you, and he says, "No, you're a proud warrior. Well, you'll just wait till you fall asleep and shave your head."
Actually, also, as you start to do that, you sort of grab him and a lot of his clothes just sort of like flake off and kind of like disintegrate. And like his hair, so Larry's still got this like wide-eyed wild look on his face, and his hat's kind of smoking a little bit.
You're singeing.
Roll me a wardrobe malfunction check.
Well, actually, I don't need to because he's going to induce the wardrobe malfunction.
He's gonna choose to fail. Okay.
Yes, I'm choosing to fail. He says, "All right, look, I'm really looking forward to introductions to your friend." Gesturing at the bear. But that should probably wait until we find camp. We should probably find someplace to camp. Maybe I'm thinking upwind, possibly.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. Just want to throw that out there, y'all.
Right, but at least someplace to hunker down. Rest a little bit. We don't not necessarily for the night, but just to talk some shit out, right? So let's do that. But before we do that, I kind of need to go speak, have a few words with Captain Imdra before the morning gets away from us. So as he says that, he starts to become like real self-conscious of his wardrobe, like his wardrobe malfunction in process, and like starts brushing away at it, and it's just disintegrating. And finally, he just kind of like rips at the cold weather gear, and it just like falls away, and like just rips the sleeves off and stuff. So his leather and his tunic underneath are probably okay, but like his cold weather gear is just like fried from all that. And
You guys go ahead and give me perception checks, you guys. Not Larry.
Who do you want?
Everyone but Larry.
Anyone who's looking on this scene right now.
That's like a 13.
13. Okay. 16.
That's going to be a 18. I'm rolling physical dice, DM.
18. Who had the 21?
Timmy.
I got a 16.
Timmy had a 21. Shit.
Good job, Tim.
You know what? This is what happens when you sober up, Kobold.
7. And Jackal?
16.
16. Okay. So, Larry, as you shed all of your cold weather gear and you stand in the middle of this unending winter, do you feel cold? Tell me, do you look like you're cold?
No, as a matter of fact, I roll up the sleeves of my tunic.
Yeah. Rhaegar, Trafalgar, Jackal, Eubis, and Timmy, you guys all notice that it's strange. Larry does not look like he's cold.
And you also notice something else, actually, I think probably for the first time when he rolls up the sleeves of his tunic. I don't think anybody's seen this before, but on his forearm, something that wasn't there before, that you because you would have, there were times in the past you would have noticed it, but there's a mark on his forearm now, kind of like a tattoo or something, but in kind of vivid colors. It's like a holly branch, but it's curved, and like the bladed leaves of the holly branch are only on the outside of the curve. It's like lousy with bright red berries on it, and the leaves look like they're covered in frost. It sort of gives the impression of a bloody, frosted, curved blade, but like tasteful and festive. And that's on his arm. It's something that wasn't there.
And it's
before.
a tattoo?
That's what it looks like. It's sort of like a tattoo or something, some sort of mark there.
Gotcha.
Timmy's going to like sick tattoo, bro.
Oh, thanks, man. You like that?
Well, everybody's like looking at his tattoo because Valen literally got a 7. He's going to be looking at everybody and he's going to say, "What is everybody looking at?"
Yeah, you guys also notice that there's something different about Valen.
The werebear, maybe.
Valen, why don't you tell everybody what's different about you right now?
I have a gaping wound in my body.
No. What else? What else?
What's on your head?
What's on your head?
Do I need to look at my character sheet?
You find yourself. You stand there. You're oddly out of balance.
You're a 20-point buck.
You've got a pair of magical silver antlers growing out of the top of your head. That's a lot of silver. It's a lot of silver. If you had to quantify it, it's like 5,000 silver pieces worth of silver. Okay, I mean it's a piece of art as well.
Like
it's
30 pounds, like 20 to 30 pounds worth of silver on my head.
Which, now that you point that out, it occurs to me that maybe we should have mentioned that earlier to explain to anybody who wasn't aware why his ass was sticking up in the air earlier and why his head was sticking up. Probably should have brought that up.
Also why Rhaegar had to do a strength check to pull him out of the snow and ice.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, it's all coming together.
I did mention it briefly, but no.
Very briefly. So Larry, You've got some little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit more. So I guess Imdra has been watching all of this. So Larry starts to walk up to Imdra, sort of solemnly, takes his hat off his head, like his hair just like sticks up a little bit more, and he notices at that point that his hat is still smoking, and waves around a little bit, and walks up to her, and says, "Captain Imdra, I think maybe you and I got off on the wrong foot. There are.
Oh yeah, you think that, do you?
Yeah, possibly. Now there are events that are taking place in the Dale that are moving with some speed, and I would very much like to finish debriefing you on the events that we have experienced up until this point, so that you're fully aware. And I am very much hoping that at the end of all this, that we'll be able to work together to safeguard East Haven and the 10 towns at large. And I feel confident that we will be able to do that. So I would just like to start over. Let's just put behind us who may have been doing what to whom without their consent, and focus on the problem at hand, and get through this and work to get you back home and get this whole thing settled. And he says, so I'd like to start again. Captain Imdra.
All right. Well, I already talked to Gudry over here behind me. Why don't you give a persuasion check?
Okay. Can I guidance this?
I'm going to let you guidance that, yes.
Cool. Got the little phase doing dancing around me the whole time. That's still not terrific, but I think that's a
Bardic Inspiration.
I don't think
Yeah, you can roll Bardic Inspiration on
really?
that.
All right.
You might want to. I'm not telling you. All right, hold on. It's up
Actually,
to you.
I think I had Bardic Inspiration at some point that I never used. Let's see, persuasion. Yes,
It's only been a minute.
That's
So,
14, yeah. So is
No,
that
it's-
D? Is it-
it's 10 minutes for Bardic Inspiration.
Is it
Yeah,
D6 or
yeah.
D8?
D8.
Oh, D8 now. Okay, so that is so far 14 plus 6 is dirty 20.
Did
Dirty
you
20, yeah.
already have one?
I think I did. I think I got Bardic Inspiration somewhere and never used it. I don't remember
I have
that.
two of them.
less
I
than
could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know.
you less than 10 minutes ago, if you did. Which was, you guys started down the hill and got attacked by carrion crawlers. Like 10 minutes ago. It's pretty well.
But just to finish it, he does say, Captain Indra, it is an honor to meet you and to be fighting by your side. My name is Larry, and we're here to help. And he does extend his hand.
She extends her hand in the direction of Timmy. She looks over at you, Timmy. She goes, right, Chad, give us a drink. I'm gonna go chat with this fuckhead.
Chad, I forgot about that shit.
Where did that come from again?
Where you guys gave it.
Timmy's what do you call it?
Alias?
It's Chad Logan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his assumed name.
Fucking Chad.
Yeah, Timmy's gonna wink back and hand her a beer.
All right, cool. Yeah, she gestures to you, Larry, over to the side, out of the wind, next to this stone boulder.
Oh, but she leaves me hanging? She doesn't shake my hand?
No, the hand that she would shake that hand that you held out to with is the one holding a beer now.
Okay, all right. Well,
But this is a better reaction than it could have been,
that's a good start.
especially to someone who only has 2 hit points left.
Yeah, I had considered that. Man, she stole my punchline. All right, cool.
So you guys,
You mean I just have to
walking over
I
to
just
the
have
boulder?
to punch Larry and he'll go down?
Yeah.
You would have to punch him twice, I do believe. No, your strength is a negative modifier. No, you'd punch him all you want. Oh.
So you guys are walking over to the boulder?
Well, I was kind of thinking we'd all talk as a group once we actually, sort of found a place to settle down a bit, if that's all right.
Right. Well, if you're going to apologize, we go over here. You tell me you're sorry, and then we'll come back and I'll talk to the rest of you.
Rhaegar reacts to Captain Indra making demands, and he looks at her and says,
Well, last time I checked, woman, you were not in a place to make any kinds of demands.
Now, Rhaegar. Now, Rhaegar.
Nope.
She
Nope.
is absolutely right. She's absolutely right, Rhaegar. Settle down.
And then I kind of grit my teeth and growl, and then I look over at Valen and I say,
Valen, do this if you want to. It's not an order. But build that damn shelter over by the boulder and make this captain happy.
I'll mention to Rygar that you do know that Larry pretty much kidnapped her and brought her here.
so Rhaegar, I'll roll it.
Us and brought us here.
So Rhaegar rolled pretty high on his history or insight, and he responds back to Eubis and says,
People have a tendency of finding ways of following us around. If Larry wanted her on the journey, then it was Crom's providence who brought her.
Okay.
No, he kidnapped her.
So Larry goes with them, Joe, and he says, "I do sincerely apologize that my impetuous stray thoughts in that moment led to you being dragged along with us here. But I also honestly believe that that it will turn out for the best. That by the end of this, that you having come with us." We'll be able to draw a straight line from that to an outcome that is beneficial for East Haven and the 10 towns. But I do apologize. It was an impetuous thing for me to do, and I will do my utmost to see that you get back home as soon as possible.
Valen would say from the background, "You're probably going to die."
Valen, she gives you the stink eye at that. Then drains the flag in a veil that Timmy handed to her. Tosses the mug back to Timmy, and you still got your hand outstretched, Larry?
Yeah, if she looks like she's going to take it, I'll hold it out again.
Oh yeah, she takes your hand. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Cool.
I want to try and calm the situation down a little bit.
All right. So
It's pretty
first
calm.
of all, for a couple things here. First of all, before we discuss the nat 1 I just rolled.
No, that comes first.
Well, hang on.
That comes first, yeah.
There's one thing that may influence what you do here. So the spell absorb elements. For a short time after you absorb it, there's this thing that happens for like on an attack following that you can do damage based on the elements you absorb. Now it's been a while since this happened, so the vast majority of all that energy has dissipated before this point. But I would like to believe, with your leave, DM, that just enough energy, residual energy is left over. That this handshake has a bit of a joy buzzer kind of effect to it.
Wow.
All right, so as she quite literally does that thing that people do,
squirting daisies and hand buzzers
with them. When you shake hands with them and you try to squeeze to see who can squeeze harder. Have you ever done that? She absolutely crushes your hand. It is no contest whatsoever. And then as she releases, just the faintest of little sparks just leaps from your very sore hand to her outstretched palm. And she shakes her hand off, but does not. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
She does not show any hint that it was of any pain whatsoever. I'm gonna go ahead.
I want to step in and calm this down.
Also,
quickly.
But hang on. Also, I rolled a nat 1. Things happen with that.
Yes, they do. Let's get to that next.
So yeah, I rolled that, and this is super appropriate. I am frightened of the creature closest to me.
She is the creature closest to you.
Sure is. For one round or one turn.
Yeah. So let's see if she notices. Be embarrassing if she did.
That roll deception or something.
Roll deception, yeah. But you're frightened though, so keep that in mind when you make your ability.
Bardic
make your check.
inspiration.
It's not a reaction. That's not great. It's a 15.
15. Yeah, she had a 14. She does not notice. Close. Yeah, could have lost some respect in her eyes.
Get off my keyboard, babies. Come on.
I mean, let's see. All right, so you've been doing that. Trafalgar, let's
in
take
and just kind of diffuse this.
Yeah, Ubis, Gudry, excuse me, Gudry.
Oh, is
Go
that
ahead and
what
roll.
I told her my name was?
I don't know, was it?
I can't remember
Gemma?
which name I gave her.
You said Gudry.
Okay. What do you want me to persuasion to try and calm her down?
So are you gonna kind of like what are you saying? Yeah, I need to know what you're gonna say.
I just want to just be like, hey, look, it's been a long night, whatever, and Larry's trying to apologize to you, and it's just can we all let's all just kind of hunker down and kind of rest up for a minute, and then we can work stuff out later.
Exactly.
Roll persuasion.
Exactly. It's been a bit of a. Oh, by the way, when that discharged, his hair did settle down a little bit. And as that's going, he says, "Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough ride. We should settle down." And like a puff of smoke comes out.
That's it. I rolled a 5, so that's a 21.
Yeah. She reluctantly agrees. So she's down for to settle down and have a discourse. Let's take it back to over here to Valen. Valen, go ahead and give me a Arcana check, please. Valen, I think you're muted. Tommy? Anybody?
Let me see if I can unmute him.
Yeah,
he stepped away. He's probably doing something.
Okay,
with
he's
his
AFK
family.
right now. That's
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
I thought we were at a Home Alone moment for a second.
Seriously.
All right. All right. Trafalgar.
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you doing at this point in time?
Well, that's a good question. I think honestly, I'm looking at this whatever this box thing is, the clicky box that Larry was talking about that he picked up.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
looking at that and the new firearm that I acquired.
Okay, first things first. The clicky box, because that's fun. I need you to roll me an investigation.
I'm good at that. Ooh, that is. Pull up a sheet here. 23.
23. All right, so you take this thing. You're flipping it over. It doesn't seem to have any exterior seams whatsoever. It seems to be a forged somehow, likely through arcane means, into a single smooth, featureless piece of black metal, rectangular, about 2 to 3 inches thick, and there is an audible noise coming from it. You go ahead and when Larry hands it over to you, it begins clicking faster.
I'm sorry.
While you're holding it in your hand.
When he plucks it off of Valen's ass.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Excuse me. As you approach Valen's, upward-facing ass, it begins clicking louder. I'm sorry. I just need a moment.
Are you imagining Valen's ass?
No, it's just this whole situation is just ridiculous. What you guys have done. Oh. It's like the size of a bar of soap, and it's creating this clicking noise. As you approach Valen's upturned ass to pick this thing up, it clicks louder. What do you do with it after you pick it up? Just tell me what you do, and I'll get to the rest of your investigation results here.
What about Arcana? Does Arcana help me out at all with this?
Oh, you won't need it. You won't need it. Well, you might need it, but you won't need it right yet.
Okay.
All right. See, it seems to be making more noise, making noises like as you wave it around yourself, the space, the 5-foot space that you occupy.
Okay.
As you bring it down level with your face to inspect it, it is seamless.
Does there appear to be any buttons or anything to activate it?
No buttons. There's no physical transmission of sound. It's an audible clicking, but it's not coming from any orifice on the device. It's not coming from any vibrating diaphragm on the device. The device itself seems inert except for the audio output.
Okay.
I mean, what would you do with it? You got a 20-something. You're fine. All right. So as you bring it down level with your waist, though, it starts to click louder.
Ooh, hey.
And as you bring it down lower,
when you say towards my waist, like towards my leg, where the bag
your
is,
mid torso, lower torso, where you would put a belt.
Okay.
It starts to click louder. And as you lower it, it clicks louder yet again. And at first, you're very, very, very confused, as you, James, may be in yourself. But as you hold it closer to one leg than the other, it begins clicking more closer to one leg than the other.
Okay. You mean like as I get it closer to the magical bag that's in my pocket? Or that is the...
Yes.
Okay.
And you notice it's not like it's doing that in reaction to being around something magical, a magical artifact or device or object of some sort. It seems to be doing it closer to that belt of holding, a bag of holding that you converted into a leg compartment.
Like it's detecting something that's in the pocket.
Exactly.
I can't remember. Did I give the crystal to Larry?
You did not give the crystal to Larry.
Well, actually, Larry did wind up going in and getting the crystal, but it didn't wind up doing anything. So we can say that I guess maybe Larry just dropped it back in there.
I thought you put it back in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably did.
All right, so I will hold the device in one hand, and I'll pull the
psi crystal.
That crystal out with the other.
As you hold them side by side, the clicking noise is almost continuous, almost a buzzing noise. It seems that these are related. Now go ahead and give me that Arcana check.
That is also a 23.
23? This is some sort of detector, if you will. It seems to be responding to the presence of this crystal. Perhaps it may be attuned to a specific wavelength of magic, emanating from it. You know from previous experimentation with this, that seems to have some sort of mental effect. That induces telepathy.
Right. But I remember it sort of if I remember correctly, it had another negative effect to it with Larry. Or not with Larry, but with Rhaegar.
This is correct, yes.
It like made him like a lot angrier and more prone to rage.
More than usual, yes.
So
That was super awkward too, by the way, because we just met Rhaegar, so we weren't quite sure. So
Yeah.
it was hard to tell if this is the crystal or that was just how he was.
Well, I mean, we can sort of deduct that now because we took it away from him and that stopped.
Yeah.
Well, and I knew him before too.
Right,
So.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me that's what that Arcana does.
Okay.
It seems to be it's a detector. It's a psi crystal detector.
Okay.
Thinking back, I mean, you did thinking back to this condition of the ship.
It's got to be a very specialized thing to be able to detect it in a bag of holding because that's in an extra dimensional space.
Yes, it is, but it's still tied to a specific place. So that's how I'm going to roll it.
Okay.
First time, so you can follow the directions.
So
we can still hear you, Jackal.
What is that? What is that creepy?
I just muted her.
It's the Jackal. She's talking probably to her husband in the background.
I just muted her. Somebody DM her so that I can unmute her.
So yeah, it seems to be some sort of psi crystal detector. Perhaps these Mind Flayer would have been interested in some sort of trade.
Oh, geez, but we completely screwed diplomacy and threw that out the window.
Well, they didn't give you a lot of choices.
No,
That's
they came in and started shit.
They kind of
So
attacked us. So
And you're
They did start some shit.
and we're
And
two
y'all are a party that starts shit and finishes.
we're two laser pistols and psi crystal richer than we were before, so can't complain.
yeah, exactly.
So Rhaegar is standing out in the cold, and I look over at Ubis. I look over at Ubis, and then I look at Larry with his dilapidated clothing, and he's just standing there shirtless and tattooed in the middle of this raging snowstorm. Because I think we've forgotten, friends and fellow players, how cold this permanent frost rime is.
doesn't bother me one bit.
Well, it doesn't bother you. I'm just saying the severity of being out in this open weather, even with cold weather gear, is very, very perilous. So Rhaegar looks at Ubis, looks over at Larry, and he says, in giant to Ubis,
Gemma, it looks like our elven friend has developed ice in his veins. He really is Stormhill now. And of course,
and this is all in giant, and I say,
and of course, the robot Trafalgar. He does not seem affected either. But I worry about our friends. We must seek shelter.
Okay, so you guys have not been out in the cold long enough for me to start making you take make Constitution saves. But I will be making you do those soon, if need be. Before we get to that point, though, Trafalgar, you've also got some guns to examine, don't you? Would you like to do that now, or would you like to do that in the safety and shelter of a tiny hut?
I think I'll wait till we're in this. Yeah, but I will do one thing. I'm just going to take one, and I'm going to aim it sort of off in the distance at a rock, and I'm just going to pull the trigger. I want to see if it fires.
nice.
Give me an intelligence.
I want to make sure that it works.
Yeah,
Give me an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence. That
Are you
is
good?
going
Are you good
to
at
be.
that?
I'm specialized in it, of course.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not specialized. I mean, I got a +4. It's a 15.
15. 15 is a success. You're examining this device. You want to be able to shoot this thing, but you can't seem to find a trigger mechanism.
Some sort of stupid psionic focusing weapon.
Give it to me.
I mean, I've got 2 of them. I'll hand one to Ubis. Ooh, what if I hold the psi crystal in one hand and the laser in the other, and then try to fire it?
You can try to examine it again. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Give me another
I'd like to do
intelligence check.
That is 21.
21 is a success.
Ooh.
Still can't quite find the what do you call it? The trigger on this thing. Is there something? There's something you feel like almost like there's like an indentation, but you place your finger, but it's not like something that you pull. It seems almost like there's something else missing. There's something else missing. Give me another intelligence check.
18.
18's a pass. Oh, that's the way you got to do it. It's so you have to put your fingers on it and you have to hold it at the base. And I'm realizing now that the way I'm describing this can be taken way off course, but that's okay.
It's not going to go well.
It's going exactly the way things on this show go.
Give me one more intelligence check.
Go on.
With advantage.
Ooh, okay.
Grab at the base and
that's
squeeze hard.
with advantage, it's a natural 20, so 24.
Natural 20? Okay. All right, let me get to my notes here.
It was a 16, and then I rolled a 20. That's beautiful. So
All right.
soft 20 and natural 20.
All right, so
So first your 20 was soft, and then it was hard.
That's right.
Oh my lord.
As he's grabbing it at the
look, that's how we
base.
all like our 20s.
As
Okay.
you grabbed
That's
it by
right.
the base. Yeah. Okay.
All right. You finally figure out how to fire this device. Who was casting Tiny Hut, by the way?
So I know Thomas is away from game. Can we just say that
Well, you've
he?
been out in the cold for a little while.
Oh, okay.
The anticipation of watching Rhaegar shoot this thing has faded from everyone's mind. So we're going to come back to I'm sorry, not Rhaegar, Trafalgar. We'll come back to Trafalgar in a minute. But I want you to go ahead and roll 3d6
Me?
because you have a brand new to you used bargain bin laser pistol.
9, 11. Is there any bonus on that?
3d6 plus your dex for it being a ranged weapon.
That'll be +2 then, so 13.
13 damage. You fire off at this rock, and the beam of coherent light that shoots out of this thing, the rock on the other end, it bursts into a puff of radiant flame and cracks.
Ooh, I like this.
Yeah, seems to be quite nice. I need you to go ahead and roll me
Oh no.
4d8.
Oh no. There's that one. That one.
I'll
there's
die.
that.
This is psychic damage. I'm about to laugh my balls.
Yeah, like some sort of reverb psychic damage. This is gonna suck. That's 12. That's 14.
14? Okay, so write down, what I want you to do is I want you to write down 14 somewhere and then cross it off and write 13 because that's how many shots are left on this device.
Okay. It's limited.
It's limited. It has a built-in energy cell, and that is how many are left on this particular device. And I went ahead and already rolled. What did I have you roll? Did I have you roll how many d8s?
3D. No,
3d6 damage is what it does.
Right.
But how many d8s did I have you roll just now?
3.
4, 3.
You said
four.
3d8.
Oh shit. No, I'm sorry. Roll 3 more. It should be 68.
Oh. It's 8 and 5, 13 plus 3, 16. So add 16 more.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for the sub, Avalar. That's awesome, dude.
29.
Appreciate it.
29.
Yes, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you so
And
much.
I've already rolled for the other device, the other pistol. The other pistol has 27 shots.
All right.
I'm not tracking this. You are tracking this.
Dope. That's
If
awesome.
you like what you see and how our DM's running it, you might want to take some of his ideas and add it to your game, man. Avalar
All right, cool.
said He wants to run Frostmaiden.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
It's fun. I like this one.
Yeah, DM Jason in the chat later on. He's got some cool homebrew stuff he added into Rime that's changed the game
Excuse me
quite a
one
bit.
second, gentlemen.
All right, cool. Valen.
Oh no.
So what I'm doing right now is I want to go around to everybody and just make sure we're all at a good spot. Because we're not just we're making friends with the guard captain. We're getting Valen out of the snow.
It's
so his
more
face
like
doesn't turn
lifting
blue.
my massive deer horns up and just trying to keep them aloft.
All right, Valen, I want you to give me. Are you wondering like what the hell just happened? Why do you have deer horns now?
I mean, I chalk it up to some of the chaotic magic that's like looming in the area.
Give me an Arcana check, and I can perhaps confirm that
The
for
magic
you.
that's ooh-wooing in the area.
Yeah, ooh-wooing, yeah.
A wooing.
The magic in the area, ooh-woo.
Yeah, ooh-woo is a real word. It was on Wordle last week.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, was it really?
No, fuck.
I got a 14.
That's pretty
14's
good.
good enough.
That's pretty good.
There seems to be, it seems like you said, that there's chaotic magic swirling in the air after the dying throes of this
Nautiloid ship.
this giant nautiloid ship. You know, just like the wafting scent of microwave calamari. There's also something fucking with the weave locally
Well,
as this thing dies.
Given my luck with my newfound stuff, I'm gonna just go ahead and cast my one daily cast since I already did ritual. I'm just gonna straight up cast Lesser Gamble.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm feeling lucky.
Lesser Gamble with a Wild Surge. That's a greater gamble.
So
Hey, wild magic is my favorite thing in D&D. I love wild magic. Anytime I have the possibility for it, I'm gonna do it.
while we stand around in the snow and Valen and Trafalgar play with their magic powers, Rhaegar goes over to Eubis and in Giant again, he leans down close to her and he says,
Excuse me, Gemma. It has been a while since we've talked one-on-one. But what happened to the doll? Do you still have the little doll with the name on the bottom of the foot?
Oh, wait, do you mean this? And Trafalgar's gonna reach in and pull it out of his pocket before he casts a spell. Like, you mean this one?
yeah, when he sees you pull it out of the side pouch in your leg, he would walk over to you and put his hand out and wait for you to hand him the doll. He doesn't want to be rude and snatch it back.
Here you go. I held it for you as I said I would.
And he takes the doll and looks at it and reflects in a somber moment. And then he glances back at Gemma and he would have a stream of tears start to roll down from both of his eyes. And he takes the doll to his face and he smells it. And then he wipes the tears with this little burlap sack doll. And then he sits down in the snow and crosses his feet and just begins to sob. And basically bury his face in his hands and like clutch the doll close. And he starts kind of talking to himself out loud in front of you all. And he says,
This is all I had to find her. This is it. All of those years, Gemma, that we spent wandering the frozen wastes. And we finally found her.
And I look up at the werebear Goliath. And I don't know whether she speaks Giant or not, but I will say to her in Giant the name that's on the bottom of the doll's foot. And I say,
Kratos, is that you?
She is still passed out.
I'm gonna go hug her.
There's a dog somewhere in the distance.
Exactly what she does.
she starts barking in her sleep and having a dog dream. A polar bear dream.
Right.
All right. So look, we know how we're going to interact with that lady to start with. Trafalgar, what was the result of your lesser gamble?
Oh my gosh.
I was waiting on you. I'm going to go ahead and roll it right now.
Do
Roll it
it.
right now for me, please.
Where's my D10? There it is, right there. All right.
Another dragon egg. Another dragon egg. Another dragon egg.
No,
Another
we can't do that because if I remember correctly,
Cross them off when we get to them. Yeah.
Oh,
we
okay.
we said specifically that if you re-roll something, you trigger a wild magic surge.
Oh, that's awesome.
That too, as well. Yeah. And you've already got one of those coming to you, just by the way.
I know. And I got a 66. That's what I rolled. 6 and 6.
66. Oh, this is great. Trafalgar, you cast the spell, the gold disapparates from your hand. And in its place, from your inventory, yeah. And in its place, in your hand, here's a small golden colored paper. It appears to be some kind of strange. It's got rough edges, like it was shorn from a larger piece of parchment. It says on it, coupon, 1 free hug.
Oh.
Doesn't say where it's redeemable, and on the back, the terms and conditions are too small to read. Go ahead and roll me a D100 for Wild Magic Surge.
Ooh. Yeah, baby. Come on. Fireball! Hey, Larry, where are you?
Right here.
This could be really bad. Just FYI.
I'm only 10 feet away.
52.
52.
I gotta look up the wild magic table myself. I gotta see.
I think
Holy shit.
we're using a different one here.
This is a different one.
It seems like a good number.
What is the radius on a fireball spell, by the way?
It's a 20-foot radius.
It is a 20-foot radius.
That drops from you and catches
Fireball?
everyone.
Fireball, yeah.
Yeah, there's one that literally you basically drop fireball centered on yourself.
Actually, let me get rid of this decal here.
Self-immolation.
No decal. I'll use this.
In one of my very first one-shots that I ever played, I was playing a Tiefling Wild Magic Sorcerer, and I got that on my very first Wild Magic roll and almost TPK'd the whole group.
That's hilarious, dude.
Except me, because I was resistant to fire.
Okay.
I have actually had a character die from this very
who
thing
the fuck
before.
just did this? Trafalgar?
He didn't say it's fireball.
He said fireball.
He hasn't said it yet.
I said it was very appropriate that you said fireball. This could be really bad.
Where's Trafalgar?
You must not be looking at the same wild magic table that I am. Because
I'm not. I'll tell you, the wild magic table I'm looking at is called Wild Magic Surge. Ice Winds.
Oh, that is
Ice Winds. Ice Winds.
that's
Wild
not
Magic
good.
Surge.
Brutal!
Oh,
Dude, if you just killed
no.
Everyone inside of that ring needs to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh no!
It looks like we might have chat helping us out tonight.
Sorry.
Alright, that's an 18 on die. Nice, you got a cock die for a reload. Hello.
You said a deck save? What is the DC?
The DC is Trafalgar's DC.
Oh shit.
Oh, my spell DC?
Your spell DC.
Damn.
Not every day a DM gets
Oh,
to be mean, but today is one.
My spell DC is a 15.
So
And I rolled a 15, which means I take 0 damage from it because I'm a shield master.
If you kill me with this, it doesn't count.
Amazing! We finally did it!
It doesn't count because technically
Dirty 20, y'all.
Trafalgar killed me. I rolled a 9.
I got an 18.
All right, so Trafalgar, what was your DC? What was your DC again?
DC 15.
Oh my
DC
God.
15.
Thank God I healed myself.
All right, so
how much
if you
damage
passed-
is it?
If you passed, you take 12 points of cold damage.
Oh.
If you fail, you take 25 points of cold damage.
So if I'm resistant to cold,
I'm
I take
resistant.
half of that.
You're going to take half of that.
No,
Six.
you do not take half of half.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. If you're resistant,
No,
you
you do not.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
pass
You don't
and you're
double down,
resistant,
guys.
you take half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make the save, you automatically take half damage. If you're resistant to that elemental or type of damage, you would take half before you even make the save on
So
your
I took-
dex.
12 cold damage?
Well, I only took 6 gold damage, but that was more than enough.
But wait,
Oh yeah, you only had 2 hit points.
Yes, I did.
I take 0 because of shield master. So
Yeah, you see Trafalgar go, oh shit, and then sticks the shield underneath of him as he jumps up, where the fireball has come up from underneath the ground. Okay. Oh wait,
And-
no. What did you say, Joel? Ooh,
As
ooh,
Larry as Larry crumbles to the ground, he just thanks Trafalgar for putting his hat out.
Oh, I almost killed Jackal too. So, is Jackal still muted?
I think she is. I thought we were gonna have somebody DM her. Hold on, I'll bring her back.
Yeah, she's responded.
I've
to
been here the whole time.
I'm so sorry. You were talking to hubby in the background, and I muted you, and then we were supposed to
I'm
message
sorry.
you. It's all good.
So as you cast this lesser gamble, you go, ooh, a free hug. And then it's just it's fucking ice and fucking icicles and just cold wind explodes out from you in a 20-foot radius. Right about this point, Captain Imdra has finished shaking the hand of Larry and is pulling her hand back.
Oh no!
Rhaegar has just taken the doll from the hand of Trafalgar, and says, "Kratos," and he's trying to get the lady to wake, like the werebear lady, to wake the fuck up. Valen, you're just sitting there. Your horns are really fucking cold right now. Hope you pray to all the gods in the outer realms that no one licks one of your antlers right yet. Timmy, you have not even you got a beer out, man. You have not spilled a single fucking drop. And as a matter of fact, it tastes better colder.
It's super cold now.
It's super fucking cold now.
There's nothing wrong with the ice beer, man.
As Imdra and I go down, still shaking hands.
I can't believe I murked Captain Indra.
Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Well,
Can I just say one thing? After Brian. Brian, you say what you need to say, and then I'm going to say what I need to say, okay?
Oh, no.
Okay, you go ahead.
As Imdra and I, still shaking hands, get overwhelmed by this cold and go down, Larry just goes, "Wasn't me this time."
For once,
it wasn't the damn elf.
And as both of them fall dying, I look at her and I just say to her, and I said, "I told you would die eventually."
Oh, to Captain Indra?
She's not dead. She's making death saves at this point.
She is.
Time is of the fucking essence.
I mean,
So
he did
look over here.
say this like
He did like
45 minutes ago.
yeah.
That's funny as shit.
Jackal.
Yeah.
Jackal, you have just watched Trafalgar drop a
wizard. What do
fucking
you expect?
ice ball on the party. There seems to be. Give me an Arcana check, Jackal, or religion. Arcana or religion. I don't care either way.
Just a reminder, I do believe I passed out good berries to a bunch of people at the beginning of the last session.
Oh, you did? Yeah. I have like 2 of them. I'm immediately gonna run to Larry and the captain and feed them the good berries to get them back.
Jackal, how do you feel about 5? Well, you don't know why this happened. It's just it doesn't seem like something Trafalgar will do. You've never seen a spell that caused something like a fireball but made out of ice. You've never seen that.
We would have never had these issues if we would have just gone in the damn
But
hut.
there's a weird sense of like just something.
Actually,
There's
things
something
probably would have been
wrong.
worse if we'd been in the hut.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the magic in the air here. There's just something incorrect. It feels like indigestion. It feels like indigestion to you. You don't know what it means though.
I'm sorry, but I have to recast the spell now. We have to start over another 10 minutes.
Wait a minute. This entire time you were working and his damn spell threw you off?
That wasn't my spell. I don't know what that was.
Yes.
Valen, give me an Arcana check.
And how do you know it's not going to happen when he casts the other spell?
Because he's a wizard and you are not.
Luckily, he was doing it as a ritual too.
Besides, I would like to point out that
18.
I was not casting magic. I was using extra dimensional technology. Thank you very much.
So, before that happened, I'd been planning on, when it got to my turn, casting Mass Healing Word.
Oh, thank God.
This is a great time to do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
all
probably.
of us are pretty slipping rough, so...
I would also just like to point out that Bubo was well outside of the
Only Bubo.
All right, friends, make sure you park your familiars a safe distance away from any magical shrapnel.
Yeah, I haven't been able to kill Bubo one time.
Wait,
but
where's
Shiva's
Shiva?
got several.
Was
Yeah,
Shiva
sure.
outside of the blast?
Bubo before.
I snapped my fingers the moment that this game started.
And poofed her away.
Into this game.
Well, I don't
I
see
told
Bubo.
you. I'm a divination wizard.
Bubo's 2 squares. Bubo's 2 squares north of the captain.
Yeah, he's too far away.
She
He's
was-
too far
yeah.
away. He's not hit.
Just outside of the icy blast.
It's like whenever I kill Bubo, I end up killing Shiva too. So I just forget about killing Bubo because I always like to think about killing Shiva.
Well, because the only time you've killed
Just
Bubo
outside.
was in the village when we got jumped by those assassins.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they shot him, didn't they?
They did something like we were in that tavern or somewhere.
Oh,
when we got
yeah.
jumped. Bubo got hit with either a magic or with something, and he got hit against the wall and died.
Yep, that's
Only
right.
time it
is
ever
the
happened.
Brutal.
How much healing did we get?
Oh, before we get to how much healing, yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
No. Oh no!
I need you to roll me a D100, Jackal.
Please,
You can
God, don't
choose
roll
not.
it.
You can choose. You feel like there's something wrong with the magic here. You can choose not to cast anything right yet.
Just do it. Just do it.
She already said she was going to cast it.
Yeah.
20 seems like a good number.
I don't think anything on this wild magic table is good. Let's be honest.
26. 26.
Permanent healing pixies swirl around her head.
All right.
You can never lose hit points.
All right. So here we have something that's not specified as being,
Uh-oh.
at the position of the caster.
Uh-oh.
And we'll filter spells right here because just got to look that up here in the book.
Oh, real quick, by the way, what happened to Rago's girlfriend?
Oh, she failed her save, but she's
She's beefcake enough that she
barely
wouldn't
looks-
die.
yeah, she doesn't even look hurt.
Is that my girlfriend?
She's resistant.
Yeah.
Did it wake her up?
She's sleeping more soundly.
Yeah. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do as far as where we're going to put this thing. Okay? Now, first thing I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and roll your healing.
This sounds fantastic.
I did.
All right, and that was...
So I choose up to 6 creatures that I can see within range, which is 60 feet. And everyone gains hit points equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
All right, and what is your modifier up to? Is it +3 right now or +4? I think it's +4, isn't it?
4, I think.
I'm going in your character sheet. That's going to kick you out. I'm sorry.
Probably
D&D
4.
downloading.
Ooh,
That
that gives
is
a higher level
at
bonus.
+5, actually. 1d4 +5.
Oh, nice.
So go ahead and roll a d4 there, Jackal, and tell me who you're healing.
So while we're waiting for that, did the werebear wake up at all?
+5, so 7. All right, so 7 points of healing. No,
Okay.
Yes.
Werebear did not wake up.
Okay.
7 points of healing. Who are you healing?
For 7 points, I'll heal Valen.
All right, Valen, you get 7 more points.
Heck yeah, man.
A whopping 14.
Yo, don't you knock it,
All
man.
right.
He had to get to level 3 to have that many hit
You
points.
could survive one weapon attack.
Shoot. I could survive a giant sneezing or farting in my direction.
Who else? Who else do you want to heal there, Jackal? Yourself? Because I think you're at 1.
Yes, I am at 1.
Alright.
But let's get Larry up.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Larry's
we got
up. That's
we
3
have
people.
guests. We have guests. Get Imdra first.
I was gonna get you and Indra with the
Put her out of her misery.
Alright.
The
Yeah,
winter
so-
waste has claimed her.
Definitely help anyway. So
Yeah, so you get good berries too you can eat.
So,
Rhaegar says put her. Rhaegar says
Larry, do I roll a d4?
Okay, so here's what, and then, so that was how many people? Is that everybody? That was 4 people.
That was 2 out of 6 so far.
Okay, so 2 out of 6 so far. Who else gets 7 hit points?
I mean, basically everybody except for 2 people can be healed, or 1.
Yeah.
I can tell you this. I can tell you the werebear looks to be in great health. They don't appear to be that damaged at all from what just happened, or from their ordeal.
Who's the chick in the red armor?
Captain Indra.
Captain Imdra. Imdra Aglath.
All right.
That's who
Yeah.
he's raising
So-
her up with the good berry.
I'll in addition heal myself and throw some her way.
Okay.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have 2 more, right?
Yeah, he's also going to get a good berry as well. All right.
And the last 2, Ubis and Rhaegar.
Okay. All right. So the next thing I need you to do. So the spell that popped off with the wild magic surge, because as you cast healing word and the healing light came down, or mass healing word. What was your healing word, by the way? What did you say?
No, it's called mass cure wounds.
Mass cure wounds. Oh, never mind that.
Oh, mass cure
That's
wounds.
no fun. That's no fun. All right, that's fine. That's a homebrew one I added in for you. All right.
No, that's a real spell.
Yeah, mass cure
Oh, it
wounds
is?
is a real spell.
All right.
No, cast mass healing word.
Yeah, mass
Yeah,
healing
mass
word is
healing
good.
word's a completely different spell.
You're right.
Oh.
You're right. All right. We're gonna cut this out so I look better. No. All right. So here's the
Sorry,
thing.
We'll do it in post.
Yeah. So here's the thing. The spell that you cast as a surge that surges through you, the weave is buckled and damaged where you are right now. The spell that surges through you is one that has a 300-foot range. So what I need you to do is roll me a D100, and that's going to determine the percentage of how far away from you, up to the maximum that this thing is. So if you roll really low, it's going to be real close to you.
Huh?
102. Okay, that's not. Come on.
I just
All right, so
I
you
clicked on D100.
You rolled 100.
You
Okay.
also rolled a d4.
Yeah, you don't have to roll the D4, but you rolled 100. I've never seen that happen.
Wow.
Oh God.
Nice.
Yeah.
Roll
All right,
physical.
so-
It's broken. It's broken. Roll physical.
300 feet away from where you are, you feel the surge of magic leaving through you. Not one that you called up. It doesn't tax you. It doesn't take any of your extra resources. You feel a surge of magic take over you, and you see and you hear a hellish pounding of rock hard, icy hail about 300 feet to the north of you.
Oh, thank God.
And you see a swirling, almost opaque cylinder, 20 foot radius, so 40 foot wide cylinder, and 40 foot tall, in the distance, just punning some rocks and some snowy bushes.
How close were your tiny hut being done?
Do you want to? So here's my question for you. Are you sure you want to put that right here?
Hey guys.
The tiny hut's fine.
Maybe we can move away from here where it smells less like burnt squid and insanity.
No one can get in the tiny hut.
Well,
It's
no,
not
but
getting
we're
in,
close
it's
to
when
the
he casts
explosion.
this-
When he casts it, it's gonna blow shit up again.
No, he's ritual casting, isn't he?
Does that make a difference?
I'm still gonna rule that it's gonna cause
You're
a
in the area where the weave is
Let's
disturbed.
just move away. We're standing right here in front of all this smoke billowing up into the air like a big old smoke signal, and where every time we sneeze, shit blows up. Let's just
Rhaegar picks up the
move
Goliath.
upwind.
Rhaegar picks up the Goliath girl and throws him over his shoulder, fireman's carry style. And he nods at Larry and says,
You lead the way, and I'll follow.
Right, I got it. Larry staggers off.
wherever Larry goes, Rhaegar's just going to get up and walk off and follow him.
All right. So you guys, how long do you want to travel? How far do you want to go? Do you want to try to get to a distance where, you don't feel like it's almost automatic that something's going to go wrong when you
can I
cast
roll
a spell?
a-
What are you trying to do?
Can I roll a nature or survival check? And being as from these mountains, maybe see if I can spot something with Larry as far as a physical landmark. Being as we landed where this ship is, on the edge of that mountain range in the valley, and see if I can kind of reorient us and find us some cover from the weather or like another cliffside to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that. Sure.
In answer to your question, though, as far as how far we want to get, so here's the thing. I have reason to go back there, so I don't want to go too far. I'd like to see if maybe Valen and Trafalgar can give us some idea, and I guess actually Jackal as well, since they've all got like different attunement to magic and whatnot, to let us know if like things seem a bit more stable at some point, and kind of find a good spot as soon as things seem sort of safe enough, because Larry did realize that he forgot something.
Hey.
Yes.
You might want to ask me to do
Oh,
that.
that's right. You're all about the magic, sure. You got a different magic altogether. So we got a bunch of people with a whole bunch of different attunements to magic. So
Okay. So you guys are going to travel maybe about a half mile away.
cool.
At that point, you feel like the magically inclined of the group come together, and they feel like there's a bit, it's a bit different. We're just going to change scene here on the same map because that's what we can do. You feel like there's a bit different feel for the weave in the air. You feel like where you are here, it might be a little bit safer. You're gonna basically mechanically, you're gonna have to roll to see if you get a wild magic search here. You can cast spells freely, and you won't automatically trigger something, being so close to the crash site. So you find yourselves, almost like a little bit of a sheltered area. You're out of the worst of the wind. You're out of the worst of the snow. You're kind of tucked away underneath of an overhang of rock. It's free of natural predators of any sort. There are some old bones off in the corner, but they're not fresh in any way, shape, or form. It appears that this may have been a den of something during a different season than winter. But you are at least somewhat more protected than you were out in the open, a couple 100 feet away from the Nautiloid ship.
Alright, well I rolled a 13 Arcana, so that's pretty crappy.
You got a 13.
Yeah.
Trafalgar, you roll Arcana, and then I'll go down through the rest of you guys that it applies to.
Arcana as well.
Yes.
15.
15.
Oof, 12. That's horrible.
12 for Valen.
Trash.
Me and Valen both like the two probably highest rolled awful.
Yeah.
Jackal got a 5. All right, Trafalgar. Why is it the one that believe in magic that always does the best on Arcana checks? I don't understand that. Trafalgar, you feel like where you are, where the party's gotten to now, it seems safer. Like everything I just said, as far as mechanically, you're able to determine through your careful and meticulous measurements of the surroundings and the naturally occurring extra dimensional, almost otherworldly energy that flows through everything around you.
I understand the etheric nature of
Yes,
magic.
yes.
The
You can
technology
determine
behind it.
to be it almost the drop off in what you're feeling. It feels like you might need to get about an hour to 2 hours away before there's no danger whatsoever of any sort of surging. You've never heard of this particular sort of situation before happening where you can investigate it, but it's very intriguing, very, very intriguing. Valen, I believe that you have some things that you were able to pick up at that crash site as well.
I mean, I'm kind of pondering even saying anything just so I can study the effects.
Fair enough. Valen, did you happen to write down what you picked up upstairs in the Nautiloid ship?
Mm-mm.
Timmy, did you pick it up? Didn't write it down?
I know what it was.
I know what it was too.
Timmy doesn't remember because he wasn't playing that game.
Oh, that's
Did we
right.
not make notes of what was collected?
Do
I'm
you
sure
think
she-
any of our players rewatched the game or went back and looked at the damn notes other than me and Ubis?
Hold on, I got notes somewhere.
Can I
Hold
say
on.
what it was, DM?
You can say what it was.
There's another laser pistol that Timmy picked up.
No, we already covered that. Yeah, we
No,
already covered
no,
that.
we got that.
Didn't Larry pick up an orb from the chair? I mean, didn't Valen pick up an orb from the chair?
There was 2 items picked up from a bench in the captain's room. One is a sticky textured metal monocle with a kaleidoscopic lens, and the other is a slimy, shiny coif of some kind made from some sort of inside-out slug.
Ugh.
And they're both whatever color is most nausea-inducing.
I understood all of those words individually, but I'm having a hard time putting them together.
Yeah.
We
that's
see-
gross.
Imagine the Monopoly Man's monocle, but covered in dried Coca-Cola.
I get that
And
one.
it doesn't look like metal that you recognize. It's like iridescent, it's like a bass boat metal. And you've got you look at it, if you look too closely at it, it's a sense of wrongness. I'll make you roll a sanity check.
Oh,
But you've got 2 magic items that need to be identified. You guys got a Liam's tiny hut that you were interested in casting.
But when you said quaff, do you mean like chainmail quaff or like Elvis wig quaff?
It's like a hood without a cloak,
Groovy.
a hood without a hoodie, or
Got it.
yeah, a sweatshirt. You would pull it down over top of your head. It's got the only dry part of the hood appears to be 2 desiccated eyeballs.
Hey, DM, while we've settled at this, like, protected plateau away from the wind, I would set the werebear girl down in the snow across my knee. I rolled a 19 on die, and I have a medicine of +1.
Okay.
Rhaegar
dirty
wants
20.
to look at her and see if there's a way he can make her wake up.
You're not really sure what's wrong with this individual. Their body seems to be functional. They are breathing. They have a pulse. They're not emaciated. They're not. There is a pupil. There's a dilatory response under the eye when you peel back an eyelid.
So Rhaegar does
not
the awkward check of like head to her her mouth to see if he can feel breath on his face, and he feels that.
Yeah, he does. He feels breath.
Pulls the eyelids back and notices them, like you said, seeing the eyes move and stuff. And he looks up from the werebear female and stares at Ubis and Valen and says,
It is strange. The lifeblood still flows within her, but she cannot be roused.
and then he says,
Will one of you care for her? I have many questions, but she may be in some sort of dream. Yes. People from my tribe that can do what she does. Sometimes they go into a deep, altered state. But that is all I know.
help a brother out with your magic selves.
Tell me what y'all are going to do, and then we'll resolve it.
I have
after catch up
no
with other party members.
I mean, I can do. I mean, you said she's not like super hurt.
No, she's not hurt. If you had to quantify it, she still has more than 4/5 of her hit points. She's got 4/5 of her hit points.
I can't do. I have no spell slots other than first level.
Yeah,
I
on the
have
green to
nothing
red.
I have
On the
nothing
green
I
to
can
red
do.
scale, she's still green.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I have nothing I can do to help her out. I mean, I could close wounds, give her hit points, but her health.
Yeah,
is fine.
it's not clearly her. Well, and Rhaegar knows that. Rhaegar knows she's not awake. She's not asleep as a result of injuries. She's just in some sort of either stasis or hibernation or magical rest, or I'm
just gonna lay next to her and cuddle on her.
And Rhaegar gives you a soft nod and kind of smirks. You see the corner of his mouth lift up with a little bit of a smile, and he says,
This could prove difficult.
and he looks over at Valen and says,
Back home in Kalamshan, what do your books say of the Unthgart hill tribes?
Real quick, I'm gonna take my dagger out and slit her belly because it's cold out.
"Oh my god!"
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
No.
Sorry, kid.
No, you said it. I'm sorry.
Smells awful, but it'll keep you warm.
Kidding.
I
I
rolled
rolled a natural 1. I cut myself.
Damn!
Yeah, you
look
could
at that history roll, Valen.
Yeah.
26.
Vaughn knows his shit, dude.
What are you trying to figure out there, Valen?
Well, I asked him directly the question about his history books in Kalamshan. Because remember, Valen's background is he
talking about
worked.
her condition.
Yeah, well, and what he remembers of the Unthgart tribe, like if he knows anything about shapeshifters or out of game DM,
So-
it's Path of the
so
Totem
Valen-
is what I'm guessing.
So, Valen, here's what I'll tell you. You're not familiar, Valen, with any kind of werebear traditions, if you will, of Icewind Dale or the Goliath people.
Care Bear? Oh,
Yes, yeah, Care Bear.
stare. Sorry, you did it to your fucking self.
Hang on. I just need a moment here. Hold on.
As you hear in the background.
Oh God. You're not familiar with that, but you have read about lycanthropy, and you have read about the different types of lycanthropic animals. You have were-rats, you have were-bats, you have were-boars, you have were-wolves, you have were-tigers, you even have were-ravens. But you also have were-bears. Were-bear? Bear in the woods, that's where. Were-bears are interesting because the other creatures are typically a little bit more on the not nice side of things. Whereas werebears, when they lose control on nights of the full moon, they don't go out and murder innocents and eat their flesh.
What do they do, DM?
They go out and find bad people. People that,
that's not at all what I thought you were going to say.
And they kill them. And they eat their flesh.
Do they really? Never had that
they're like
happen to me before.
they're not super nice, but they're not evil typically.
Yeah.
Typically.
I mean, that still sounds kind of evil. It just sounds like they have a picky diet.
More like a ends justify the means evil. Batman, if you will, but Batman if he killed and ate the people he was but Bearman. And then you have the man-bear pigs. No. The werebears are like other lycanthropes, you know? They have resistances and immunities, and they have multiple forms because they're shape changers. But you're not aware of them typically choosing to spread their lycanthropy to others. They're very stingy. They have to make a conscious choice to spread that.
This is information I need.
Yeah, this is information you need.
So what does Valen share any of that with Rhaegar, or does he keep it close to the hip?
I'd share all of it.
So then he looks back at Valen and says,
So what you're telling me then is that she chose to become this, and whoever made her this chose to give it to her?
The other thing, Valen, that you would know is that lycanthropy, as far as contracting it, it can be contracted from other lycanthropes. It could also be inherited.
I would say that.
So,
Rhaegar, give me a history check with a disadvantage.
Hey man, I'm trying to roleplay here. You keep fucking me up.
I'm making you roll.
It's a 15 and history is
Disadvantage.
+1. Disadvantage? Okay. Yeah, still a 15. I rolled a 19 on my other die.
Oh, 15, 19.
So I got a 16 history.
16. You're looking at this werebear, and Valen describes this to you. And you haven't heard of this in your community, specific. You have heard of some Goliaths that choose to live away from clan and hearth, but still serve their people out on the blowing snow of the tundra. You have heard of that. The Winter Walkers, they call them.
So Rhaegar looks
And
back.
that seems that comes to your mind suspiciously so. Supposedly they are individual families in the tribes that would participate in this.
So Rhaegar looks back at Valen and says,
Well, it seems that something doesn't quite add up. Maybe she's not the little girl that I saw in my nightmares, trapped in the ship with me. But maybe she is. But how did she get all the way out here? If she were... Well, never mind.
and then he looks at Valen and says,
I must tell you, the Stormhill are a fickle tribe, and the Goliath more so than that. As a people, we tend to branch off and form our own groups. I don't recognize her. But maybe even though she's not Stormhill, she's still Goliath and not Unthgart or Red Hills. I don't know what to think.
and he just kind of shakes his head and continues to look at the, whatever passed out, tranced out werebear chick.
Okay.
And
Jackal.
Stop.
Yo,
You don't know this individual. Give me a history check with advantage, though.
alright. Oops. Well, I rolled a nat 20,
Oh, fuck, yeah.
and I rolled a 19, so, yeah, nat 20.
Yeah, you're killing it with the rolls tonight. You rolled a 100. Never seen that. I know it's possible, never seen it.
Huh.
Okay. Jackal, you think back a couple of weeks.
Her D&D mouse broke. Except for, in a good way.
Jackal,
that.
you
Don't
think
say
back.
that, I
Oh,
need
yeah,
that.
sorry. Yeah, go ahead. You think back a couple weeks to a time when, before you came and met the party,
Mhm.
to a time when you were, shall we say, traveling alone,
Mm-hmm.
hungry and tired. Well, maybe not, starving yet, but close.
Mm.
Stores had been exhausted. What you had harvested had been eaten through. You're looking at this individual laying on the ground, this polar bear, werebear, Goliath individual. And during your travels, you seemed to remember what at the time you thought had to be like some sort of hallucination brought on by the cold and the hunger that was at that time starting to bite at you. But you remember spotting someone like this, or what you thought, like a silhouette, if you would, in the snow.
Oh.
pushing you in the direction that you needed to go to come out where you did into safety. You remember finding a large piece of knucklehead trout prepared next to you when you woke in a cold and dark, tiny cave where you stuffed yourself to stay warm. And Rhaegar's story of members of his people who dwell out on the Dale, who look out for travelers, both Goliath and others, to help those who wander. And you think back to those memories and you wonder whether or not this may be the second Goliath werebear that you have come upon. And you can share that with the party if you like, but this is all in your head. You're thinking about this right now.
Yeah, I think I will share it with them.
Okay. So as you relay that, do you share why you were out in the snowy mists?
Nope.
Okay. So you guys are told that short story, Rhaegar, that fits with the story of the Winter Walkers, the Goliaths who dwell alone. You didn't know, you have no clue that they would be werebears. But maybe? It's very fucking strange. Timmy, all of this is very fucking strange. What are you doing, man?
Just drinking and thinking.
All right.
Drinking and thinking. That's
I
brilliant.
actually have, I just looked at my inventory and I actually have in my bag, because I have a bag of holding too somehow. I'm not sure how that happened.
This is the one that you were in for a while.
You lived in that bag of holding for like a whole episode.
A whole session,
Okay.
yeah.
I have a gallon of ale from the Blue Clam.
Oh, yeah, the Blue Clam Ale.
Yeah,
It's IPA.
I'll pull that out. Ugh. I'll pull that out and I will, because I can't imagine Timmy's got too much beer. I'll just kind of pull that out and hand it to Timmy.
Timmy.
You got the
Ubis
bag of
gives
holding
you-
from the Duergar, by the way, Ubis.
Ubis gives you the Holy Grail gallon of ale.
That's
From
awesome.
the Blue Clam, from the Blue Clam Brewing and Tavern.
Wait, yeah, Timmy obliges and opens up and asks like, "Hey, you want a drink?"
I'll have one, Timmy.
All right, are you guys gonna like contest it? See who can drink faster?
Sure. I'm gonna take one too.
Who's gonna be in the drinking contest here?
Hell no. Anything like that the DM suggests makes me think there are ulterior motives.
So
Hey,
as we sit in the hut, gathered around this newly produced fine alcohol that Ubis had hidden in her newly acquired bag of holding, and Timmy pours out the glasses, Rhaegar looks at Ubis and Timmy and says,
This is going to be great. We can sit around for a few minutes, swap stories, and get really fucked up.
At 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yep.
All right, fuck it.
We're day drinking. I start talking a lot of shit to Rhaegar.
Isn't it like perpetual twilight outside?
"Yeah, it is.
is,
It's always
yeah.
perpetual twilight."
And we've got to do like a 16-hour long rest, so may as well.
I'm gonna start talking shit to Rhaegar and tell him that, basically just call him names and tell him that there's no way he can outdrink me.
So Rhaegar looks at Ubis and says,
What should I roll for that?
he says,
What do you mean I'm an oaf? I may be awkward, and I may be clumsy, but I'll drink you under the table, little girl.
Ooh, this is some stuff right here. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. On that. So we've got Ubis. You've specifically called out Rhaegar, just like old times.
Yeah.
Ubis, I need you to give me an intimidation check. Okay. And Rhaegar, I need you to give me an intimidation check as well. We're gonna see who's more hyped.
Yeah, we've done this before. Nice to be. Oh God.
So I'm gonna look over at Timmy and say,
Little dragon, are you scared? Are you going to join us, or are you gonna let a girl drink you out?
I rolled a natural 1.
I got a 14 for an intimidation roll.
14. Timmy, are you gonna try to have me in a little drinking contest too?
Yeah, I want to look at Rhaegar and be like, hey man, that was kind of sexist of you, but I'm gonna drink. What's wrong with you?
All right, Timmy, you roll intimidation as well, but with disadvantage.
That's what happens when you let them.
Not because what you said was wrong, because it's right, but just because you weren't being very intimidating.
And you got to remember the last time that Rhaegar and I did this, I was 3 feet tall. Now I'm a little bigger.
That's a 6.
6. Okay. Rhaegar, you're going to go ahead and make everybody. I need each of you to make a Constitution check, not a save, but a check. Rhaegar, you're going to make yours with disadvantage because you're overconfident.
Okay. You said this is a Constitution or what?
A Constitution check.
Not a save, just a check.
Gotcha. I had a 7 on die. My con check will be a.
Oh crap!
+3, so 10. I got a 10.
Oh no.
10. Ubis, you got a 4. Timmy, what'd you get?
Timmy got 11.
11. Timmy, I don't know why you sound so sad about that 11. You chug your entire drink down, slam your flagon down. You could choose to burp or not. It's not a.
Timmy will have a manly kobold burp.
Yeah, a little bit of flame comes out with that burp too.
When the fire comes out of Timmy's mouth, Rhaegar goes, "Whoa! Now that's one hell of a party trick, dragon!" And he leans over to Valen and says, "Valen, why don't you join us again? It was pretty fun that one time. We mourned your bird and drank her memory in a cave."
No.
What are you afraid of?
So heavy with this horse.
You're among friends.
We should probably see if we can find a way to cut these off. I mean, they could be valuable.
Rhaegar reaches up to grab one and yank at it.
You yank Valen's entire body in your direction.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it would just snap right off. I guess these really are solid metal.
I mean, you look at him, Rhaegar, you think you'd be able to cut him off with a saw or something. You've got one of those in your pack, probably.
I'm waiting for Trafalgar to blow out the blowtorch.
Yes, Trafalgar is currently working on a welding torch.
That's right.
Oh yeah, give me a. Don't give me this. Shit.
So we're in this hut and everybody's round robin and we're drinking, and Rhaegar's just gonna state the obvious, and he says,
"Well, it looks like we got here because of more of the elves' antics, which may have been a good thing." But what's the plan now?
Just to cut you off a little bit before that, while all this is going on, I just didn't want to interrupt the antics. While all this is going on, Larry had sat down next to Captain Imdra and was like, yeah, so like I was saying, I think the entirety of the 10 towns and the Icewind Dale at large is in danger, and I think we, and he gestures to all this shit going on to her, are in the best position to do something about it and save the Dale.
Oh, by the way, Valen, I need you to roll for your wild magic surge. If you get a 1, it's going to surge.
Good lord, man. First impressions, or second, or third. What impressions are we on now with Emdra?
Oh, it's like y'all are old friends that hate
Okay.
each other.
I got some bad news. It's a 9.
Did you roll
It's a 9.
1?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Next time, if it's a 2, unless you guys move again. All right, yeah. So you say that to Captain Imdra, who's retrieved a small hip flask and is passing it back and forth to Timmy. Silver chased. Smells like pine needles, some sort of gin, perhaps. She takes a long drink, long pull. Right. So, yeah. That's what I was saying. Earlier this morning, at the fucking pub. That's what I told you at the pub. I said, you have Durgar war parties going all about that no one seems to fucking know about except you lot. Fighting in taverns. Got assassinations in Tourmaline. Somebody come into our town hall and stole the statue there. Killed some of my guardsmen. Then you lot, instead of answering questions like normal fucking civilized people, teleport me. Which, by the way, how the fuck did you do that?
Are you
No one's been able to
strong?
teleport back and forth in the Dale in a while.
Now, I was really hoping we were going to put that behind us at this point, but right. So here's the thing. Again,
Forgiven
I
but not
apologize.
forgotten.
Right,
Forgiven
right.
but not forgotten.
Right. And I do apologize. Basically, what's going on is we got this thing. Trafalgar's got it now. So from the Duergar, it's what I started explaining at the time before we got.
Larry still had it.
No, I gave the ring and the clicky box. I put them both on Balin's ass, but the ring is still
that's
in the
right,
velvet pouch.
Okay.
So I gave that over to you to have a look while it's still dormant.
Well, so that was one of the things I had an idea about that we didn't get to sort of
Right, which
look
is what.
into last session, but since you're the only one that pretty much can hold it without being affected by it, what I wanted to test was to see if like Valen or Trafalgar could basically expend a spell slot and recharge the ring
Oh shit. Okay.
before the next dawn.
All right, we'll get to that in a bit. But like right now, you've got the velvet pouch. So in answer to your question, all right. So one of our early encounters with the Duergar, we had uncovered this ring, and it just it completely screwed with our lives ever since then. Because the effect the thing seems to have is that in the morning, once it's charged, if people see it, they get all like crazy about it and they have to possess it, and once they possess it, it just teleports them to a random place across the Dale somewhere. So this happened to us a couple of times, and at some point along there I kind of got the hint that maybe I might be able to use it on purpose. So I had no idea what I was doing when you walked in there. And I was looking to just when you started like pulling some hocus pocus. So here's the thing: I'm a little twitchy around law enforcement, and as soon as law enforcement shows up and starts taking liberties with other people's liberties, I tend to sort of act. And when you started casting that spell, I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. Because I would like to remind you, we were actually answering questions at that point when you lost your patience. So at that point, those things tend to go downhill. So I used the ring to get us out of here. And on the way out, I had this thought in my head that actually, you made a good first impression, that you might be a good ally, and I kind of sucked you along with us. So it's like I didn't know what I was doing when I did it. And I do once again apologize for the whole thing. This is all a little bit out of control, but hopefully our eggheads here will be able to figure out maybe how to get a little bit more control over this, so we can get you back to East Haven as soon as possible. But thank you for the summary you gave. That pretty much summed things up, but it's a little deeper than all that too, because it's not just the Duergar. The Duergar from what we can tell, seem to be associated with Asmodeus. And Asmodeus appears to be in cahoots with Oriel, who is fucking up the Dale in the first place. So it is widespread. So whatever you're thinking about armies of Duergar being dangerous, that ain't the half of it.
Right. So, yeah. Look, what needs to happen? We need to head back to the towns, and someone needs to go to Bryn Shander and bring it to the attention of the council there. So, something can be done.
Rhaegar looks at Indra and says,
Wait a minute. Bryn Shander. You mean we could solve all of this by going back to the capital of Icewind Dale and reporting our findings?
Hold on now. It's not really a capital.
Oh, them's fighting words.
and he says,
East Haven's a much better town than Bryn Shander. It's just that's the one that's in the middle.
Rhaegar
It's the
says,
meeting place.
Rhaegar
It's meeting
says,
place.
Rhaegar says to Indra,
Will you accompany us to vouch for these events?
No. I will accompany you to East Haven and only to East Haven.
Right. That's what I'm thinking as well. We need to get you back to East Haven. That's where you need to be. Now, there's a couple other things. So when we were in Bryn Shander last time, there was already squirrely shit afoot. So
What kind of squirrely shit you talking about?
like there were assassinations in the street. Like the guy that was in charge of picking who Oral was going to eat was killed, and some other things. So there was some fishy shit going on there. In addition to that, as you alluded to earlier, in Tourmaline, like the entire ruling body was killed. So we need to sort of get with it. So what I'm thinking here is the first thing we need to do is make sure that the 10 towns are actually being governed by the 10 towns and not some other folks. We have it on.
Who the fuck? Who would be? What the fuck?
Right. We
Who
have
would
it
be trying to pull? You're talking like somebody trying to pull strings or something.
exactly. We have it actually on pretty good authority that Targos is already sort of being run by Oralites. Now we haven't been able to check that shit out yet, but that's what scuttlebutt is. And
That's serious. That's a very serious allegation.
It is. So we, like I said, we haven't been able to check that out. So I think the first order of business is to make sure that the people that are running the 10 towns are really the people running the 10 towns and not somebody else. And we would very much appreciate your help towards that end. By the way, because of the weird things that have been going on in the towns that came through when we first got to East Haven, because the scene when we showed up there was somebody being burned at the stake in front of the town hall, and we still didn't have the lay of the land there. It was our first time there. We weren't sure what was going on. The reason that I witnessed what happened in the town hall was because I was checking out the town hall to try and find out if the shit that was happening with the guy being burned at the stake was actually because that was the bad guy and y'all were administering justice, or some other shit was going on. And Trafalgar, we had stashed some papers in your evidence locker earlier. Would it be okay if we retrieve those?
Certainly. I'll pop the compartment open, reach in and think about the papers and pull them out.
Cool. So yeah, we get the papers, and these are the papers that I swiped from the town hall in East Haven.
Hey, Homebrew, thanks for the raid.
Woo!
So you pass these over to her?
Yeah, I pass them back. So this is basically what I was doing there. Is I was trying to figure out if the events that surrounded the what was claimed with that party of adventurers that got killed, and that red wizard that y'all burned and everything was actually what really happened. So the first thing I was looking at was the paperwork, and the paperwork all kind of checked out, and then all that shit happened when the Duergar came in and started killing folks. I do wish there was more I could have done to save your people. By the time I got there, they were already dead. I just tried to fuck with them and create a distraction and make them know that they were spotted, so they got the hell out of there. That was most I could do on the spur of the moment.
Right. So These are my reports.
The papers?
I put these together for the speaker.
Oh.
Wait, so you've been investigating strange events in the town before we got there?
Well, I mean, we haven't seen anything
it's kind of her
strange.
job.
The murder
Wait a
was the
minute.
craziest fucking thing that's happened lately.
They let her have a job, Trafalgar?
Yes,
Right.
that's how that
This-
works.
Oh man.
Rhaegar looks at Indra blankly and says,
Wait a minute. Maybe it's the head trauma. Or getting rid of a few unwanted purple visitors in my mind. But remind me again what it is you even do.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
Oh,
damn it.
wow.
I'm glad I'm passed out right now.
Rhaegar, she stands up and pulls her sword out. She goes, "Look, rest of you lot, we're fine now. You fuckhead. Outside."
Rhaegar opens
Come on.
Rhaegar opens the tent flap to the tiny hut, and he says,
Ladies, first.
She smacks you on the way out the door.
You know, I have to say, in combat, you know, it's kind of iffy as to whether or not Rhaegar's been an effective tank, but socially, you are a fantastic tank.
So Rhaegar looks at Indra and says,
Where I come from, woman, the moment you place your hands on a blade and raise it above your waist, you better be prepared to use it.
and he reaches over his back and he draws one-handed the great sword of Crom, and he looks at the crossguard and says,
Crom, what must I do with these non-believers?
Oh, Jesus.
I need you to roll initiative there, Rhaegar.
"Oh fuck! I really wasn't trying to fight her.
Really?
I wasn't. I
Those
just
were
want to get
fighting
back to
words,
East.
sir.
Dude,
This
Rhaegar
is
just
not
wants.
how you get back to East Haven. This is how you have this is how you fight with people.
It's all good. I'll roll with it now. My bad, y'all.
Jason, I have a quick question.
It's a 13.
Where's Beldora?
13.
Is she in Brand?
She's in Brent Shander.
Okay.
13 initiative.
All right, Rhaegar, you got 13. She's gonna go first. She draws her longsword out.
And
And she's
Rhaegar's
gonna
gonna
take
laugh.
Yes!
That's gonna be a 17 to hit
Of course it hits.
on the first attack, and she's going to make second attack. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Oh no.
Rhaegar
It's-
braces and gets the other one as well.
All right. As her object interaction on her turn, she's going to draw the short sword at her belt and take a bonus action to attack with that one. That's a nat 20 to hit.
I hope she.
So let's go do some damage here.
Hilarious.
Fudge
That'll be
muffins.
hilarious.
All right. So the first attack going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
All right, and I'm not raging, so that's the full 6
No.
points.
Full 6 points.
Lovely.
The next attack is going to be 10 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And
Alright.
the short sword attack is going to be... That was a crit.
That was a crit. Yeah.
That was a crit.
Rhaegar's on death saves, and he will sign off
That's
for
going
this
to be
episode.
13 points of
My
slashing.
God, that's
piercing.
amazing.
Excuse me.
That is
Yep.
fucking hilarious.
Death saves.
Hilarious.
So when
She
they
turns around.
when
Yeah,
they,
go
when
ahead.
they went
As
out,
she-
I would like to have followed them. By the way, just as they went out.
Okay, yeah, you could be out there, yeah. We'll throw Larry out there too.
Okay, go.
She then sets her shoulders, sheathes her blades, walks away from Rhaegar back into the tiny hut, and she looks at you, Larry, and she goes, "All right, you get your boy." She goes to sit back down inside.
Larry just laughs as she goes by, and he goes over and feeds Rhaegar a good berry.
So, pop up bloodied. laying.
Rhaegar, you wake up, you've got sword in hand. You're like, "All right, where did she go?"
You actually have to take his. You have to take his jaw and actually like make it so
just
he
move
chews
it. Yeah, push
and,
it.
Yeah, no.
and then rub his
Larry, you have
throat
to
so
chew
it
it.
goes
You
down.
have, you have to chew it up in your mouth
yeah.
and transfer it to his
Baby,
mouth.
baby
Rhaegar
bird style.
masticate.
Baby bird style.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That just
Rhaegar, you're
happened,
prone
folks.
on the ground.
Hope
Yeah,
you enjoy the
that just
stream. Over here feeding good berries,
We've had,
and
like a few people die this game.
Evelyn says, "But it's a flesh wound."
Rhaegar. Just
What?
note,
Where did she go?
just a note for later. Just not right now, but a note for later. Social cues. All right, just keep that in mind. We're going to talk about this at some point.
Rhaegar rubs his head and
Yeah,
kind
you
of
wish.
props himself up on the snow, and gathers the sword to his side to lean on it to stand up. And he says,
Oh, I just wanted to get back to that godforsaken town. When are we going to fight the damn Frost Witch already?
Yeah, we'll get to it. I will say that of all the things that could have been done to make Captain Imdra feel better about things, I think this was the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah. You guys, everyone but Rhaegar is going to get advantage on charisma checks to deal with.
"Is this a new
Captain
sitcom?
Imdra.
Everybody hates Rhaegar."
No. Everybody hits Rhaegar.
Everybody hits Rhaegar. That sounds like Giacomo on Monday.
All right.
Oh, God.
There's a very good reason that Eubis and Rygar have been around together for a long time.
As a team, they work really well as a team.
She tends to rein him in.
I would like to continue the conversation before that happened.
By the way, DM, thanks for laying the smack down on that foolery.
It's fine.
Beautiful.
It's fine. Larry, you go back. You go back inside as Rhaegar shakes it off to come back in, and you can continue that conversation
Cool.
before Rhaegar comes in. And I want Rhaegar to describe in just a few minutes exactly what this looks like. Does anybody else go outside to witness this?
I'm
Timmy,
I'm
Jackal.
I actually can't leave the hut.
Oh yeah, you can't.
He's
That's
on
right.
house arrest while he has the
Wait.
spell.
Can you see through the walls of the hut?
Yo,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can make it transparent.
Yeah, everybody got to see this. All of you saw this.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
Every
dude.
one of you saw this.
Falgar was sitting there like eating popcorn watching this.
I mean-
there drinking his beer like little baby Grogu, like just sipping, watching. Yeah.
I'm snoring, laying on the werebear.
Oh, that's right. You're cuddled up. This
Jackal, you've got chicken wings in your lap that you're able to eat on, but you don't know where they came from. But fuck, this is a good show. Hell
there's
yes.
some more in my pack.
Oh
I
no,
always find things like that.
they might be fingers. Ooh.
Oh, Duergar fingers, crispy.
Still have a
Oh,
lot of flavor.
Yeah, this is true.
So for
This
the
is
folks
true.
on the stream that don't know, the jackal right down here is a cannibalistic, opportunistic, carving taxidermist, otherwise obsessed with fleshy blood bits cleric, right? Of the dead? Isn't that what you are?
He's a grave
I'm a
cleric.
cleric.
Grave cleric, yeah.
He doesn't pass.
He's
up
a
any
grave
meal.
cleric.
He,
He
sorry.
doesn't pass up a meal. Let's just put it that way.
Half of the meal.
Oh, and
Don't. I just
Jack,
make
yeah.
sure that nothing is wasted.
Jackal, you should have get with
Safety.
Tree.
The jackal believes in every part of the buffalo.
Limey just
Yeah.
said, when it's a cylinder of meat, pray it's a finger.
True. Very true. Very true. Jackal, you've got,
Gross.
by the way, you'll probably want to check your character sheet, your inventory sheet, just to see some good things that you're able to pick up.
Oh, that's right.
You were able to get some what do we call those? What do we call those rations?
yeah. You got a bunch of
problematic rations. Are you
Oh,
able
yeah,
to get some problematic
you
rations?
have problematic,
tentacles.
problematic mind flayer brain rations.
Yep.
Yeah, you got a
Yep.
bunch
Do those
of
with some
stuff.
scrambled eggs.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That was from me.
And some
You
fava
got some
beans.
blood. I think you got some blood too.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
good.
And I don't
will make
know.
many fine meals that you will reject for the rest of this.
Yeah, but I mean that's because you don't cook them. You don't cook them at all, like with the traditional sense. It's like all like, it's like a gazpacho diet. It's
You said a gazpacho diet.
Yeah, and you cook with vinegar and stuff. It's not great.
Carpaccio.
Carpaccio. Oh, that's it. Okay. No, I don't know the name of the technical term for the method.
Gazpacho is cold soup.
Gazpacho is cold soup. Yeah, cold soup's right up her alley. Yeah, but it's a raw soup. Anyways,
so does the story continue about what she knows about the 10 towns? And
so she comes back and she's like, look,
Where are you?
the last time we had any kind of excitement in East Haven was when that fucking red wizard hired that band of adventurers. They went out. They went to some fucking ruin out to the east of town. And on the way back, the wizard killed the adventurers. That's it. That's all the last bit of excitement we've had.
Well, I
and
think
they caught him. And as you know, down the Rime, we do things a little bit differently. There's no real rehabilitation when it comes to people who kill the ones that are here to protect the rest of us. So, yes.
Yeah.
We did burn them, yeah.
Yeah, that's all fine. No judgment. Just wanted to make sure that everything was what it appeared to be, and your documents proved that. So that's when I felt that we were in a good town, but then sort of everything went haywire from there. So
now, what were you lot saying about pulling the strings and stuff like that? You said something about Targus. I'm not a fan of Targus. It's a very, very strong accusation.
Right. So, and here's
what's
the thing.
the deal with that?
Well, we don't know yet. So the information came from a source that is not what I would call reliable. So we still have yet to check that out. But so here's what I'm kind of thinking. Anybody else jumping if they want to, sort of strategically. I think that we need to make sure that the folks that are running the 10 towns are really the people that we think are running the 10 towns. Toward that end, we need some to be acting in some sort of official capacity. So I know that you need to stay on in East Haven, but I was wondering if there was some sort of delegate that perhaps could be sent with us so that when we go into these towns and we can check this shit out, that we have some sort of air of legitimacy when we do so. So we do need to head back up to Tourmaline to figure out what the hell happened there. There was a lot of shit going on. The Duergar were there. The fucking Zentarum were there. There's a bunch of shit going down.
Zentarum?
Yeah.
The fuck are the Zentarum doing in Icewind Dale?
Yeah, that's my question too. We don't know yet because the damn ring sucked us out of there before we had a chance to find out.
Rhaegar nods. Oh, sorry, Valen, go ahead.
Is that the ring that you used to teleport us all out of there?
No, not that time. I teleported us out of East Haven. That time somebody else jumped on it. I forget who. That's when our journey.
Oh, that one might have been on me.
So
yeah, I do believe that was you.
Rhaegar breaks the conversation and says,
I believe the wizard has something to say.
Yeah, you're right. Adults are talking.
I would like to at least get back to the cows. We've been gone for a few days, maybe.
Oh, you have cows?
Yes.
How many?
The butler.
How many cows do you have?
And the satyr.
Oh yes, the drunken satyr.
Forgot about that guy.
I agree. Seems like months, but yeah. Yes.
Jug.
I agree completely. I think that our priorities are first to get Captain Imdra back to East Haven. Make sure that we get some sort of like delegate that we can bring with us that can vouch for us or something, so that when we go to these towns, we have some kind of authority with us, and then directly get back to Tourmaline from there to find out what the hell happened after they burned down the town hall and get our damn cows back.
Okay.
I like this plan. Let's get
Sounds like a plan.
So Captain Imdra's gonna look at you guys and say, "All right,
He had me at cows get back.
we didn't start out on a good foot. I admit I was came off a little strong at the tavern."
Rhaegar pipes up and says,
"You did get kidnapped, so
well,
your anger
yes,
is justified."
It's been a long day.
Grab this one, and I point to Larry.
It's been a long day. I'm trying not to think about it. anymore. And she looks at Rhaegar. With a mean fucking look.
Rhaegar looks back, but
I'm
he
willing to let bygones be bygones. Now look, I can I'll vouch for you. We have to go through them anyways to get back to East Haven, but Dugan's Hole and Goodmead. If we go through there, I'll vouch for you there. From that point,
we may not have to. We may be able to use the ring again.
you mean the ring that put us on top of a fucking mind flayer bullshit ship?
Now, yes, but
Don't
that
tell me you
was-
were trying to come here. Don't
Yes.
fucking tell me.
yes, we were trying to
So-
come here because we were trying
Wait,
to take care of a
hold
personal
on.
problem.
What do you mean we were trying to come here?
Hey man, we talked about this. We hashed it out. Our next priority was to take care of Trafalgar's. Deal.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We had a conversation about it, and we decided that our next priority was to deal with Rhaegar's mind problems because that was time sensitive.
Rhaegar
I was
says,
just acting on that.
For once, I have to agree with the elf. There was that conversation back in the bar. Remember, Gemma, where we met?
and I
I'm
whisper
passed
and I
out.
say, "Oh, you're never mind."
That's right.
So Rhaegar vouches for Larry to Trafalgar and says,
Yes, when we stayed at that fine inn in East Haven, we talked about should we go below the surface of the Icewind Dale and pursue those purple-skinned dwarfs, or find the crash site and fix my brain.
Yep, we had three options in front of us, and we decided at the end of it, as a group, that Rhaegar's issue was time sensitive, and we should deal with that first. So I was just
I
I was
burp
just
a
acting
little
on that.
bit and I fart in my sleep.
all right. So
Classy as ever.
Give me a D20 roll there, Ubis, quick before the fumes escape.
So while that's going on, Imdra, I wish that were the end of it, but there's more. So, I mean, you know as well as anybody else living up here that Oral's antics up here over the past year or so have gotten out of control, right?
Oh yeah.
And the place is becoming more and more unlivable. And as
Yeah.
it turns out that, as I said before, that this Duergar thing is not a coincidence. This is related to that. She evidently is in cahoots with Asmodeus, and these cats are I guess acolytes of the feller. So yeah, it does get bigger than that, which means if we want to protect things, it's going to be more than just like people getting together. It's going to have to go beyond that because they're obviously making allegiances on a large scale, and if that is allowed to go on unchecked, then 10 towns are going to get swallowed up. So toward that end, I'm thinking a little bit larger scale. The Duergar aren't just a threat to the 10 towns; they are possibly also a threat to the other inhabitants of the Dales. I think there's a possibility that we might be able to work with, say, like the giant tribes, the Goliaths and the Verbeeg, perhaps. That we might be able to reach out to them as well, at least to begin with, to sort of get some information.
So when you say Verbeegs, Rhaegar interrupts you for a second. He says,
You want to make an alliance with the Verbeegs? Primitive hill giants with peanuts for brains?
Hey, man, I've had a couple of Verbeeg friends. Don't be so judgmental.
and he says,
Do you not remember the history of the Dale? Or do I need to remind you?
Why is it that Rhaegar is like the most closed-minded?
I rolled a 13.
because Rhaegar knows in the annals of his people's history about the battles that were fought against the Verbeeg and
I guess that's why there's not very many Verbeeg at Icewind Dale.
yep, they
I
wiped
rolled
him
a
out.
13 in my fart check.
Your fart check, you rolled a 13. Yeah, I mean that would have been it could have been bad to the group. Everybody's in an enclosed space, but like what your fart check is a Actually, that doesn't go unnoticed.
We're gonna roll
Hold on.
perception for fart gas.
Hold on. That's a 16. If your passive perception is over 16,
Oh,
you
groceries.
notice that
Yeah.
Ubis let one go.
Yep. All right.
But she's sleeping, so I mean, everybody farts. Just gonna put it out there. Some of us more than others.
So Rhaegar, I'm glad you brought up history, because there is a lot of history here. One of the things that we have learned during our escapades here is that there is a strong historical presence of Fae in this area. This place used to be the stomping grounds for the Fae in the before times, like times so long ago that now that history is nothing more than fairy tales. And he pulls out that little fairy tale book he has. Fairy tales and books, but this shit actually did happen way back before, like, even the history of this place started to be written. Now, as it turns out, Oriel has her origins with these Fae folk. Now, for us, all of this is so far back as just fairy tale, but for these Fae, this is like, yeah, my pa knew Oriel. She was a bitch, like back before all this stuff happened, right? So, here's what I'm thinking. Just like spitballing here. We are here in Ashwin Dale, old stomping grounds of the Fae. The Winter Fae have a vested interest in this place and have first-hand information about Oriel and her origins and her personality and all the shit that she's up to. I'm thinking that if there is an alliance that's going to help the 10 towns get through this, that the best alliance that could possibly be made is with the people who know her personally, with the Winter Fae. And toward that end, Captain Imdra, I would like you to meet my lovely friend here, Daisy. And gestures at the little Fae that's sort of like hovering at his shoulder. This little vision of beauty that appears to be staring daggers at me even worse than you are, is a representative of the Winter Court. And I'm thinking that it might be in the best interest of all involved if perhaps the 10 towns in the Winter Court maybe reach some sort of agreement. Now, it is above my pay grade. I don't know what might be done, but I think that you two having a conversation might be worthwhile.
You want me to talk with... What is this?
Like the...
This is, as I just said, let's try not to be as judgmental as Rhaegar here. This is Daisy. She is a Fae from the Winter Court who's probably been alive for 1,000 years longer than we have.
All right, describe for the group what Daisy looks like.
So Daisy is a tiny little... Right now, she's probably only about like an inch tall, like when you can look at her. And she's a tiny little winter sprite. So she's kind of like... she's a little bit, like Tinkerbell looking, but she's all in like purples and blues. She's got like a crystalline bow over her back, and she's got like white, silvery blue hair and kind of like moth-looking wings that again are sort of like blue and white. And you've all seen, like, caught glimpses of the Fae that have been around him. This is the one that appears to be like Mama Fae. So she's been the one that's sort of kind of leading the whole thing. And I believe that she's actually spoken to Ubis. So Ubis has already met her once. So at the moment, she is able to communicate, but only by way of the message spell that I have right now. So if she were to have a conversation, which I leave entirely in your hands, our beloved Dungeon Master, that Larry could facilitate that via the message spell.
Well, and I'm telepathic too, so
yeah,
that's probably why I spoke to her.
Ubis can also interpret, as well. All right, so here's. Give me a persuasion check, number 1.
Sure.
Quick answer.
Do I get you
long enough for a short rest yet?
Yes, you all can take a short rest. I meant to mention that a minute ago.
Oh, cool. Can I use guidance on that since this is all Fae related at this point?
Yes.
Cool. Oh my god. What a terrible time to get a nat 1. Nat 1 on probably the most important RP check I have made. Let's see. Hang on, let me roll the d4.
On an upside, I mean, she's already hit somebody enough today that she probably won't hit you if you make her mad.
Well, here's a fun thing. I rolled a 4.
Oh, sweet.
So that means for the next 10 minutes, I've got the whole augury thing. So I think when we talked about this ages ago, that instead of trying to navigate the augury spell, that we would just have something like plot related happen.
Oh, plot related? All right, so yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So you find yourself as you're drawn into a deeper conversation about why allying an alliance of some sort with the Winter Court would be a good idea for the 10 towns. Now, you have had interactions with the Fae. You have had interactions. The whole party has, really. With the Mummy Dearest north of Lonely Wood, as well as that strange temple-like place underneath the graveyard. You have had interactions with them, but you haven't actually physically spoken directly to anyone empowered, except for Timmy. But Timmy's not affiliated with the Winter Court. Timmy's affiliated with the Summer Court. This sounds a little bit suspicious, Timmy. Maybe something that you might need to report in on, other than just waiting for your contact to contact you. It sounds a little bit... You trust Larry. You fought at his side. But you don't trust the Winter Court. There's a lot of history there that you've been made aware of. Now, maybe you've only gotten one side of it. But still. Larry, you go into this long discussion, and you seem to be getting cues, hints, clues that seem to just flash into your mind as far as where to take the conversation. And by the time you finish the conversation where you thought you were going in the wrong direction, for the vast majority of it, you find Captain Indra nodding her head, agreeing, and telling you, well, look, basically, what you're saying is that in the Feywild, which is a real place, there's different factions of these Fey peoples, fairies and whatnot, and the ones that like it cold would like to be our friends. Fuck it, why not? Because they don't like Oriel. Fuck, yeah, fine. I'll put that in the report. And like I said, I'll vouch for you. I'll vouch for you all.
Rhaegar says,
despite him.
Rhaegar leans over to Captain Indra and he says, kind of mockingly,
I'm just curious, like through Daisy being an intermediary, is there any way that she could like offer somebody, say, like an Archfey pact with anyone from the...
Certainly. Now, you talking about NPCs? Or are you talking about other members of the party?
Well, I mean, really anybody, but mostly I'm talking about NPCs. Specifically, I'm thinking people of influence in towns. Imdra being number one here. To be so like Imdra, I imagine during the walk here has probably noticed Larry out here walking bare armed, with nothing but his like armor and his tunic on, and not being affected by the cold.
Yeah, and you haven't. And Eubis as well, though Eubis is very quick to show you her ring.
Yeah.
I'm also a warlock.
A warlock, different type of, so a warlock.
Right.
Now,
so there are benefits to be had. So I don't want to. I personally, Larry doesn't want to sort of interject and all that because he doesn't feel like he can, speak for the courts or anything. But Daisy might.
That part right there, there's a thing we say in Icewind Dale. It's no kings no kings, no masters. You know what? We're very independent here. I don't know about some sort of quid pro quo, if you will.
Look.
I'm just a guard, Captain. You know.
Right. So trust me, I'm of the same mind. You know, I've always been independent. When they first approached me about this, I remain a little bit skeptical about the entire thing. But so far, I mean, they've been great. They've asked nothing. It's really just like people working towards like a common goal and whatnot. And I mean, it's like courts and shit. But from what I can tell, there's really not a whole lot of masters and stuff like that. So all I would say is that, you know, maybe if there's conversations to be had and if somebody's interested, that option is open for people should they choose it. And
right. Okay. All right. What was that roll?
That was for history.
History check? Okay.
Yeah.
What was your roll? What were you rolling for?
That was the sound. That was the sound of me starting a cult.
I rolled a 12 on my die, and my history is a +2 or +1, so 13 for history.
What are you trying to figure out? I'll see.
So Rhaegar's just hearing Larry speak about the Fey realm and the Fey Wild and the courts of fairies, summer and winter. Rhaegar wants to rack his barbarian walnut of a brain and try to remember if the tribes had ever spoken about the fairy courts. And clearly he's coming from a very xenophobic, close-minded, Crom-believing standpoint. And so Rhaegar would kind of scoff when he recalls whatever information it is, but Rhaegar wanted to look at Captain Indra and say,
Make sure you spell it right on your report. I believe it's spelled Seelee. And the other one, Unsee.
All right, I'm gonna stop you right there. All right. Look,
Man.
I don't know what your fucking problem is. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Just fuck.
I feel like I might have woken up at this point.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up at this point. You hear Rhaegar
Trying to spell.
trying to spell,
Yeah, that's enough to wake anybody up. There's something
you
wrong.
see, and you see Captain Indra. Captain Indra's eyes wander and go blank about because 4 or 5 letters in at this point. Just not very patient with Rhaegar today. Yeah, that's what you see.
And I look at Rhaegar and I go, "What the fuck happened to you?"
Oh, you missed it. It was brilliant. The throes of battle always get me so
So who won?
ready.
Who'd you fight and who won?
Rhaegar will look down at the floor and say,
I fought the woman, and she won. But
Timmy, do you want to jump in and tell how that battle went?
She like walked up to Ragnar and just kicked him the balls.
Yeah, we all saw it. She kicked your ass bad, Bubba.
there were swords of glory and blood.
There was 4 strikes.
Sorry, Rhaegar, only your blood was involved.
I'd like to roll an insight check on Rhaegar.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
Insight
go.
check on Rhaegar. Let's see.
Trafalgar will turn to Rhaegar and say, "There were only 2 hits in that fight. She hit you, and you hit the ground."
That's a 19. No, it's a 22.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's what I said. Yeah, you break Ubis, you would ask Rhaegar whatever it is you need to understand about Rhaegar, what Rhaegar's doing, and you know it.
Well, no, I just said, he said there were many swords and,
Oh yeah, that was all
glory
bullshit.
and all that.
That was all
Yeah.
bullshit. It's really more along the lines of what Trafalgar said.
I'll just walk up to Rygar and just like pat him on the shoulder and be like, "I know, but big man, you fought with honor."
I whisper to Gemma and I say,
Gemma, she's a lot stronger than she appears. It was terrifying. I didn't even have time to draw Crom's great weapon.
Perception check to see if I hear this.
Yeah, go ahead and get it.
Just say I'm gonna take her outside.
That's
and beat her ass.
17.
17. You know what? Give me a stealth check, Rhaegar.
"Oh, he's got it." Yeah, that's a 5.
Oh yeah, he fucking heard that.
Rhaegar laments the fact that he feels like Crom's blessing has not found him. He's still weak and feeble and getting his ass kicked in bars and by guard captains and Duergar and mind flayers and flesh golems.
Well, Rhaegar, if it makes you feel any better, Captain Imdra, just like moments before, had been unconscious and was barely on her feet when she did that to you.
And then she kicked your ass.
Oh, I'm sorry if it makes you feel any worse. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So cool.
I'll look at hold on. I'll look at Captain Imdra, and I just go, if you do that to my friend again, I will fucking kill you. Now what are we doing next?
like casually goes back to the conversation.
Give me an intimidation check there, sir.
All on the same page.
She can't fucking hurt me. I ain't scared of her.
Yeah, I ain't
That's
scared
right.
of them
Is Eubus throwing down with Indra now?
I might be. No, I rolled a 22 intimidation.
Oh yeah, I'm not rolling anything. Yeah, she's supposed to goes right. Dale.
Look at that.
All right. So what are we doing now? Are we leaving
Sitting there with
here
the group.
soon, or?
Right. So yeah, exactly. That was my question. So all right. So here's the deal. We got two options for getting back. Either we can maybe make another attempt at using this ring, but we got to wait until tomorrow morning to do that.
Not necessarily.
Right. So Trafalgar has a theory about that. So there's going to be at least some time spent with Trafalgar and Val and whoever else, maybe figuring out if they can like do something with this thing. Now, Trafalgar, I will just remind you that if you do accidentally manage to charge it, then everybody might go hog wild.
Well, that's because I'm going to let you hold on to it, since you're the one that it seems to work for.
Yeah, even when I was holding on to it, everybody else would likely to go hog wild and try to take it from me. So,
Have you told us about this whole plan of yours?
You were asleep, but Rhaegar, you're asking in character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I was like, would I know about this plan of yours or?
oh yeah, we've been discussing. Well,
Okay.
I guess
I can.
Yeah, we would have been discussing openly the
I
Trafalgar's
can
got some
throw.
ideas.
I can throw a first level spell in there with pack magic, which is part of the reason that I got drunk and passed out.
All right. Well, here's the thing though. I'm thinking. Shit.
Looking at question for you a lot. That point you did earlier. How the fuck did that? Was that from? That was from a ring, you said.
Yeah.
Can I see the ring?
Rhaegar looks at Indra.
We can show it to you, but it's best not to touch it. Well, I
Yeah,
guess
it's
it doesn't
fine, it's
matter
fine,
right
it's
now.
fine.
It's inactive.
Right. It should be inert right now. So.
Right. So I'll take the ring out of the pouch and I'll dump it into Indra's hand.
All right, you dump it into her hand. She picks it up and looks at it. Looks at how it has the symbol of the Frostmaiden on it. She goes, right. Sounds like you lot don't realize this, but like you can teleport in the dial into the dial. You can open up a two-way what do they call those things? It's like a
A
two
portal?
places far apart. Yeah, like a portal. You can open those up. But it's been a long while since I've heard of anyone being able to do any kind of place to place in the dial or out of the dial from in the dial. They say it was something with the Frostmaiden was why.
Yes, again with this frost witch and her menacing.
Yes, we believe that this ring is a tool that her followers or her allies are using. Larry is the only one that seems
fuck!
to be.
And she fuck! She throws it back to you. She throws it back to you. Why the fuck do you have it then?
We got it. I told you earlier. We got it off the Durgar. Like I said, the Durgar.
Why do you hold on to it then? It's got a fucking
uh,
sigil on it. If it's tied to her power, she could find it.
16 dex save or dex check to catch it.
Oh yeah, you catch it.
You know,
One-handed.
So when
Throw it. It might land in the snow, and then where would we be?
so I mean, you make a fine point, but Arl's already pissed at us. We met her earlier, and
Oh yes, from the weather control device that we activated.
and Rhaegar nudges Larry when he says that, and he says,
And it's just like Larry says, we want to meet her again.
I didn't say
Trafalgar,
that. All right.
if you can get that
Right,
ring
so-
working, let's go on
so
another
you
crazy ride.
So what you're
No,
saying
we
is
say we did.
you lot are the ones you. How the fuck did you lot cause the day of the sun?
We're just that good.
Oh,
I mean,
fucking bullshit!
after
This
all,
is fucking bullshit.
There's the reason we call ourselves the Sunbringers.
Oh fuck!
All right, you know what? Yeah, we hadn't covered that part of the story.
God
I think,
save me from fucking adventurous.
I think Trafalgar might be able to answer that best. I got to go take a piss. And
Wait,
Larry,
is that our name?
I kind of like it.
It does have a ring to it.
so Larry leaves.
What did
the,
Timmy
the
say?
hut. Oh, sorry. What?
Timmy, what'd you say?
I thought it was Timmy and the Lords of the Underworld.
It keeps
Who the fuck
changing.
is Timmy?
We don't
Chad?
know.
Chad, is that your real fucking name? I
Sorry,
fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
The Underworld.
Oh, right. Oh shit, I forgot. So yeah, so the story about the whole Sunbringer thing, I think the best person to tell that is going to be Jingleheimer Schmidt. I got to go take a piss.
Wait, no, you just go. All right, fucking hell. You Trafalgar, Jingleheimer, Smith, John Jacob, or some bullshit.
I'll just say, well, yeah, that's Chad, but it's also Timmy. This is Larry. We don't know what it
All right.
just says Larry.
Oh, okay. All right, it's like that. No, it's fine. It's fine. Lots of people have different names before they come to
I
Dice
have like
Daylight.
5
It's
names.
fine. It's fine. It's just
What-
we
what
need
do you
one.
know me
You, need,
as?
you should, you should pick one name and like stick to it while you're here. I mean, that's just respectful to everyone that's already here. They had to come here, change the name to come here.
Why would
for
he
whatever
bother
reason.
in a town full of criminals?
Or why
Right,
would she
so-
bother? Excuse me. She.
So sorry. On the way out the door, as Larry passes Trafalgar, he says, "Can you let me hold on to the ring just in case?"
There's no
Yeah,
door.
please,
You
take it.
just walk out.
Cool. So he walks out and goes back to the Nautiloid.
Give me a stealth check.
What?
Oh no!
Son of a
What are you
bitch.
doing?
What is he
Son
gonna
of a
do?
bitch.
He's gonna plug the ring into the computer.
That would be a 29.
29. None of you
I
fucking
rolled
see
a
Larry.
30 for perception.
Did you really?
Kidding? No, I can't even touch that. Are you kidding me?
All right, so look here.
Hold on.
What do you tell them, Larry? Because they're gonna probably be, looking for you. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I tell them that I've got to step out. I managed to get the ring off Trafalgar beforehand to make sure they
Right.
can't get out of there. And
Right.
basically, he's like, I'm going to go for a piss. And basically, he just says he's going to go out for a pack of cigarettes and then doesn't.
All right, so you've got about 20 minutes before everybody starts to wonder whether that ring teleported you.
So here's what I'm doing, by the way. So this is what occurred to Larry way back at the beginning of the episode. There was one thing in my vessel that was important. and I totally forgot about it. Or at least important to Larry. Probably not actually important, but important to Larry. It was the cutting from the goodberry, the like bush that he
plant.
got. Yeah. So at this point, with everybody else, I already did the short rest and everything. With everybody else there, and we're apparently going to be hunkered down here for a while. It was only a half
Okay.
mile. Larry can cover that pretty quickly. He just wants to get back there, find out if the smoke is cleared enough for him to get back in there and see if he can recover anything that exploded from his vessel.
Okay, so when everything was shunted out from your extra dimensional, genie in the bottle space there, everything was pretty fucked up. So there would have been time at that point to just kind of grab whatever you might have wanted to keep.
Well,
Okay.
at the time, I didn't think of it. I didn't think there was anything in there of value. So
Yeah, but I mean that's Brian. That's not
are you gonna let me
Larry.
retcon it? Or are you just gonna let me
I'm
retcon
gonna
it?
let you retcon it, but here's the thing: I need you to roll a D4. Don't roll it yet. I'm gonna tell you. On a 1, it is gone. It's destroyed.
You can see how it took his hands off this dice, like it was like
On a-
electrified.
On a 2,
Hey, is there a magic beans thing to make a player roll for disadvantage?
There is. There is.
on a 2, it will be damaged in some way or warped in some way. On a 3 or a 4, yeah, you're gonna have to do some nature checks, but you've got it. You might be able to save it.
Cool.
But you need to get it into some kind of safe place as opposed to, in a pocket of your raggedy coat kind of a thing. So we can retcon that a little bit, because I'm going to tell you, there ain't no use going back to that ship. That thing is just full of oily black smoke.
Okay, all right. That's good.
Burning ichor. It's like it. Just imagine put a plate of calamari in the fridge with a fork on it, and cut that bitch on like 10, but turn it up to 11 if you could. Just imagine if you could, and just put it like 24 minutes.
Oh, in the microwave, you mean?
Yeah, in the microwave. Yeah, just let it go.
Gotcha.
Just let it go. That's what it's like.
Yeah, that's like the
Everything
calamari and the microwave are destroyed.
Oh yeah, and nobody's cleaned it out. It's like the calamari was been cooked in there for days.
I'm gonna throw.
Hey
up.
guys, we're at 10 minutes to 10 if we want to move
It's still
things on.
moist.
With one single slice of
Oh,
pineapple.
he said it. He said the word.
That was
Doesn't
that
bother
was
me
a wordle.
anymore.
Hey,
That was a wordle.
Y'all, it's 10 minutes to 10 if we want to move the pace forward.
Okay.
at all.
Coco, yeah, that was a 4.
Okay, that was a 4. Okay, good. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a nature check at long rests for
Cool, okay. So Larry actually just goes out to
2
food and
days.
comes back.
Yeah.
Wait, how long are you going for?
He's not gone for long. He just stepped out and then remembered he has his thing in the thing, because it's not. I want the party to have that. So we'll make that judgment call, and that's how we're going to retcon it. That's just how it is.
Cool. All right, I'll take it.
Speaking of stepping out to take a piss, Larry, while you're out there, give me a perception check.
I would love to.
What is the jackal doing? And Timmy?
That's
let's
terrible.
find out.
So I rolled a 6, so that's a 14.
14. Okay, hold on.
My passive
It's a lot
is
of
18.
clackies.
Your passive is 18. All right, and let me just. Yeah, you don't see nothing. Jackal, what you up to? Jackal?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Does anyone want more healing?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna rest,
Captain
take a
Imdra's
long
like,
rest, there'd be no point, right?
I'll take a little top off. You look like you could use it more than me, though. Just being honest.
I mean, if we're taking a long rest, we shouldn't use, just in case, use this spell.
Well, no, I mean, even if we are taking a long rest, you might as well just take it now in case something happens.
Okay. I mean, well,
In case
shit.
we
Why
don't
would
get
you
a long
think-
rest.
Why would you think something would happen?
Because,
Because it's you, Jason.
well, I mean, nothing can.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of the
Right
frozen
answer.
waste of Icewind Dale. I'd imagine
Right
there's some
answer.
savage beast hiding in these hills.
How long does the dome last?
8 hours.
So now I am curious,
Okay.
DM, because it really hasn't come up before, how you deal with the long rest rules. Because
so-
but by the book it says you can only do it once in like a 24-hour period.
Yeah, so I'm not going to force you to a 24-hour period because you guys had a tough fight. Okay?
Sure.
What I'm going to say is that if you take a long rest now, it's going to be months before you take your next long rest. No.
I mean, it's been months since the last one too. So,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Good luck,
fucking brutal.
bitches.
But no,
Did
you
we
guys
level
have
up?
been up since like, 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 8 a.m. actually, I do believe. Hold on. 8 a.m. It's the same day. It's the day after they burned the guy at the stake. It's 2 days after the town hall in Tourmaline was burned down with all hands.
So the last long rest we had was at the hotel back in East Haven.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that was-
morning.
that was just this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, you just finished that. You just finished that like a couple hours ago.
Oh,
You're
so-
not going to be. I'm not going to let you take a long rest right after you take a long rest. You're going to need to do something for like at least the next 4 hours.
That's why Rhaegar was trying to get us the fuck out of here. Larry too. Let's go. Pack up the hut.
Plus there's still the danger of some sort of surge or some kind, dropping another ice ball, or it could be a cone of cold.
Can I
Let me
do?
just make
Can
a
I do?
selection
Can
here.
I do something crazy, DM? Do I
Give
have your
me
permission?
a D100 roll. Give me a D100 roll, Ryan.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the
This is-
golf ball here, and I want to do something crazy.
But don't tell me what the craziness you're going to do
All right.
yet. I want to tell you what. I want to give you a simulated.
Here's the
Jackal and
giant D100.
We're
That's
what?
gonna be a 7.
A 7.
Yes.
So just for example, if you were to cast a spell and roll a 7 on a wild magic surge table after you've surged, that would be chromatic orb. And I would take a D4 to determine exactly what level it's going to be cast at. I'd roll that. Just this test, it would be the 3rd level, and then I would roll to see which one of your companions it's going to hit. Now, that's not good. I mean, that could burn up all your resources, and then where are you going to be if a dragon shows up?
Yeah, and all right. So here's the thing. We kind of stopped at the minimum safe-ish distance at Larry's request because Larry was still intending to go back there. Now that there's no reason to go back there, I think I'm on board with Rhaegar. We got time on our hands. There's no sense in sitting around here doing nothing. So we may as well make use of the daylight while we got it. And even if we're going to teleport back, at least make some headway in the direction we want to go for no other reason than there's a big fucking plume of smoke billowing up where we just left that would attract notice for anybody within the surrounding 20 miles. So let's start walking.
Right, we doing this now? We heading back to the towns?
Yeah.
Which way?
Well,
I would
northeast.
just like to say, like someone like Valen, we took a short rest.
Yeah.
Hit dice.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, make
I
sure
did
you
4.
burn
I
hit
did
dice,
4.
y'all.
I did 4 hit dice earlier.
Yeah, I used my last
I
4.
did 4.
So Valen and
Jackal
Valen.
needs it. Valen needs it.
I'm assuming the werebear female is still KFO'd.
Oh right.
Yes. She's
Shit.
still knocked out.
So,
we
would
gotta
the
deal with
bard
that
do
first.
Song of Rest?
She hasn't responded to anybody messing with her, trying to wake her up.
So Rhaegar,
You know.
Rhaegar lumbers across the hut floor and, walks past Eubis and leans down and picks up the werebear female and throws her on his shoulders. And he says,
We're not getting anywhere. We're not doing anything to stop that false god and her heretics.
and he walks out of the confines of the hut with the werebear on his shoulders and begins wandering off in the direction back towards the towns. And he looks at Larry and he says,
If it weren't for the fact that that ring were in your hands, I'd be putting a grip on it now and trying it myself.
It doesn't work right now.
Crom could make it work.
Oh, right. So right now she's in a hybrid bear form. So you're not like carrying a whole polar bear. You're just
it's
carrying-
like
okay.
female with a upper torso halfway
Gotcha.
bared out.
All right,
Alright.
so Captain Imdra, when you say that, Rhaegar, you hear
that Crom
Captain
could
Imdra
make it work.
whispers. Well, no, about your issues with Auril. You may not hear this, but underneath her breath, she's like, "Right, well, when he talks like that, I agree, but everything else fucking says."
That's awesome.
You know that's what brings people together is common intolerance.
Comment.
Are we killing any witches?
All right. So, why don't somebody give me anybody have, somebody give me like a survival check or a navigation
I rolled
check, that sort of thing.
20 on my short.
All right.
For my short rest for HP back. So,
You got
Nice.
a 13.
13.
I-
Okay, what's with the 13? You figure this out. You're looking at the position of the sun, the mountains around. You kind of figure on the party being, looking at the map as well. To get to Dugan's Hole, which is the closest town, that's a pretty much an easy shot. You go straight up the road there from Dugan's Hole to Goodmead, and then from Goodmead you can hit to East Haven. But it's about 10 miles to Dugan's Hole. Okay? And that 10 miles is going to, with a normal group that doesn't have a weird teleporting ring that has not punished you yet. Excuse me. Forget I said that last part. A normal group that doesn't have a teleporting ring that
Forget I
takes them
mentioned
where
that part.
that seems to take them where they
I
want to
said
go.
punished. Oh, silly me.
Silly me. That's gonna take a while. It's gonna probably take it's about 20 hours worth of travel. If you wanted to head straight to Dugan's Hole.
Easily.
Now you've still got, you'll be able to travel for 8 hours today. Anything beyond that, we're gonna start doing Constitution checks. So we've got 20. You can travel up to 8. 8 hours. 8 hours will get you 4 miles, and it's 10-mile trip.
So
Sure.
Rhaegar's already walking in that direction. I don't know how far away from the party I would be at this point.
Let me ask you a question. If we go over to the Tin Trail, like that little road,
Yeah.
does that make it any shorter to go to like Bryn Shander?
So let me pull
Rather
up my
than
notes.
trying to cross like over.
Well, one of the paths that you're seeing on the world map actually goes across the frozen Mare Dualden. So if the ice is still frozen over, you'd be crossing over partially frozen lake.
Yeah, I mean, if we go this way, we are gonna have to cross over the red run. But it's probably frozen, so we're probably
Yeah, it's going to be frozen. So here's the thing. You could cut over to the 10 trail. So from where you guys are to the 10 trail, you can cut
There's a
north
road like right there.
northeast. Yeah. It's about
Northwest.
5 miles. It's about 5 miles. If you push today, you could get to the 10 trail and then head straight north to Bryn Shander. Now,
Okay.
so we're looking at 20 hours of walking to get to Dugan's Hole. Or if you head straight to the 10 trail today, let's see. That
I was just curious,
about-
just because it's like walking across like wooded or
All right,
uneven
so
terrain or whatever.
so you're gonna have so you've got 10 miles overland versus 5 miles overland plus 15 miles on road.
Hey, thanks,
Yeah.
Avalar, for sticking around. Have a good night, man. I know work starts early, bud. Appreciate the
Yeah.
support.
Thank you
thanks, you guys.
for hanging out and watching, guys.
Yeah, thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
I gotta go back and
yeah.
catch up on your Strahd game anyway, so same thing, buddy.
We hope that you guys like
So-
it. and-
That's the thing to keep in mind. So let me
I
do
get
the math.
I get what you're saying. And I do understand
20
that.
hours.
My inclination would be to head straight north to Dugan's Hold.
That's
'Cause-
fine.
'cause we
Doesn't
can
matter
get
to
us
me.
there.
I don't care. I don't have to roll Constitution saves anyway, so I don't give a shit.
All right, so
Although
here's how it works out. It's 17 and a half hours versus 20 hours. So although that gets you straight to Bryn Shander versus
Dugan's Hole.
Dugan's Hole. Now here's what Captain Indra will say.
Chander is pretty nice.
Well, we
Dude,
also go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, Captain Indra's going to be like, all right, so if we're about to see you, we can head over to the 10 trial, like you said, and head
Be
it
right
straight
back,
to
be
Bryn
right back.
Shander.
Mhm.
Now, 10 trial gets merchants sometimes, but there's rumors of goblins. No offense. She looks at Gudry.
Rhaegar is still trucking along, by the way.
I'm not a goblin.
I know, but she thinks you.
5 feet tall now.
There's a goblinoid tribes been riding caravans.
No, they're fine.
Um,
They're fine. We met them. They're friendly.
Right. All right. I'm not going to comment on that because I don't want to bog things down. If we headed straight to Dugan's Hole, it will take about 17 hours to get to Dugan's Hole. Or if we head to the road, take about 20 hours to get to Dugan's Hole. It's a long walk. We can either end up straight in Bryn Shander or straight in Dugan's Hole. I need to go to East Haven first.
Right.
So my vote is to go through Dugan's Hole and Goodmead. And that way, too, you can spread the word about the Duergar and
Cool.
maybe find out whether those two towns are.
I agree.
nice.
And
Plus, there's the meadery.
right, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'd rather go through Goodmead than go through Bryn Shander personally, the way things are going right now. Also,
I have someone I need to see in Bryn Shander, but that's okay.
yeah, well, right. We'll probably get there. Also, there's the fact that in the morning we know that we'll possibly be able to use the ring to shortcut this all. And also, there is the possibility that Trafalgar might be right, and he holds up the ring, and goes, "Trafalgar hit me," and he focuses really hard on East Haven.
All right, Trafalgar, you're
Do
going
y'all
to
see? Do y'all see Ubis's? Do y'all see Ubis's role in the chat?
I rolled a persuasion to
Oh my
persuade
God,
everybody to go to
Bryn Shander
Shander
first.
To Bryn
So
Shander.
I'm gonna say this again. Rhaegar is trudging off by himself in the snow towards the 10 towns. So I don't know how far DM's gonna say I've gotten in the time you've been discussing where to go, but y'all will eventually see a speck far off in the distance as he trudges over the icy
Well,
waste.
I'm not going to ask Trafalgar to hit me unless we're all relatively close together.
Yeah.
Oh no, you said it. I'm gone. I'm walking.
No. I'm not going to do it if you're that far away. I
Do
was
it.
imagining us closer
Do it.
together. So
No, it's fine.
which direction did you go in?
Oh, I just started walking back towards 10 towns, which is like northwest of where we are currently.
Well, I
according
mean,
to the map.
everything's back towards 10 towns. So
Yeah.
you were walking in
He's
the, in
going-
the north direction.
Yeah, I'm literally just
No,
walking
he's
straight
going
north.
my way towards the trail.
Well, if you put the map up, I can show you. I basically just would have headed straight in a northward direction.
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
going my
so-
way towards the trail.
Rhaegar, you make it up to there.
So if I see Rhaegar's gotten that far, I'm just gonna shout out and go, Rhaegar, quit being a dick. Hang on. Stop
Rhaegar,
there.
give me a perception check, Rhaegar.
All right. That is a 5, and my perception, I think, is a +7. My passive's like a 17, though, so I probably would have heard
Okay,
him.
yeah. Yeah, you would have heard that.
So if we can catch up to Rhaegar, then I'll turn to Trafalgar and go, Trafalgar, hit me. Let's see if this works.
I mean, we'll see what happens, and I want to see if I can focus enough energy and expend a spell slot to recharge the ring.
And I'm going to be
before you do
really
that,
hard on East Haven the whole time.
let's get everybody's marching order. Go ahead and move your tokens where they need to be. We're going to just leave it right here, but we're going to go ahead. Rhaegar's in the front because we all know he's ready to go. It's like, you know.
I want to know if everybody, if I persuaded everybody.
We're going to get to that.
I'm going to de-summon Bubo for now.
Okay, Bubo gets desummoned. All right, so marching order. Who's coming in there behind Rhaegar? Who's coming in behind Rhaegar? I think probably Imja.
Sure. I want to run up relatively close. I want to sort of be central to what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be right there with him.
Would Rhaegar have heard that the ring doesn't work when Trafalgar was complaining about it to Larry?
He might not remember though.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
We were kind of in the middle of a discussion, and Rhaegar was like, "Yes, let me use the ring. I'll make it work." And I was like, "It doesn't work right now."
And then he walked off in a huff.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying, just now when y'all left the hut and Larry was like, "Give me the ring," and you said, "Are you sure it's not working?" Or whatever. I guess Rhaegar would have heard that, right?
Sure, yeah.
You also heard us talking about possibly trying something to get it to work.
Yeah, we discussed that openly.
We've literally been having this discussion in front of the whole group the entire time we've been in the bubble.
So Rhaegar basically would look back at Trafalgar and say,
"Have you no faith?"
I don't know what that is.
Faith is...
So Rhaegar takes a moment and he kneels down in the snow and he has the barbarian girl in his lap and he joins his hands together like he's going to pray and he says,
"Faith, my friend, is believing in something that you cannot see, feel, hear, or touch, but something that is much more powerful than yourself. And having hope that it will intervene."
I believe in technology, which is more powerful than I am.
He says,
"You call it technology. I call it Crom's power. Now let us pray. You do your work, and I'll do mine."
Okay.
And just real quick, wasn't Ubis gonna expend the spell slot? I mean, I can do it if you want me to.
Who wants to expend the spell slot? And what level?
I ain't picky.
Rhaegar expends a level 20
first
spell.
Level, I have pack magic, so I can do a first level.
First level, okay.
Nice.
Give me a wild magic roll. Surge roll, just a d20.
Oh yeah, I forgot we're still in the wild magic radius.
Oh yeah. That's different. This is just a C.
This is just a C. It's just a C.
Let's see if this.
So long as he doesn't roll a 1, we're fine.
Does it exist?
It's a 6. We're good.
All right.
Well, that's a 6.
All right, it's a 6. Now, since you're just expending a spell slot, you're not actually putting a spell into effect. I need you to roll on that again.
Oh man.
And the number to beat right now is a 3.
Oh man.
On a D4 or D6?
That's good. That's good.
It's an 8.
The number to beat is now a 4. You expend that spell slot. Give me an Arcana check, Ubis.
Okay. Hold on. Let me mark that off real quick.
And who is holding on to that thing?
Me.
Larry
has it.
Larry, you can give me an Arcana check too.
What?
You might pick something up, man. I don't...
while they're observing the ring, Rhaegar's just kneeled down and he's mumbling in barbarian. He's
awful.
like,
"Crom, with your greatness on the Silver Mountain, I call out to you, Crom."
Maybe chat can give you advantage on that roll.
I'm gonna roll.
I won't take it.
I'm gonna roll Arcana with the digital dice.
Or do you have an inspiration?
There we go.
Oh, I do. I do have inspiration.
man, it really doesn't want y'all to know anything.
Great Winter Lord of the High Mountains,
Re-roll that.
intervene, Crom. Make your will happen.
Okay, that's much better.
25.
Nice.
Man, I want you guys to keep trying stuff so I can make you roll on this table again. I love this table, by the way. I've been waiting to bring this in somewhere.
Sure you do.
I really
Hey,
have.
by the way, I'm gonna need that table for maybe the battle royale we do.
I can send it to you because it's
The
fun.
one Jason's running.
Yeah, I can do
because-
that.
Yeah, that's kind of how my barbarian works.
Okay, so you expend that spell slot, you expend the magical energy, goes out in the air. It doesn't cause any untoward effects. However, the ring itself doesn't seem to hold on to anything. It doesn't seem to have any benefit to the ring. It doesn't seem to do anything.
Cool. I guess we're welcome.
It was worth a try.
Larry, the ring's temperature does not change in your hand.
Was that the end of the sentence?
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. All right. I felt like there was more coming. All right, great. Well, all right, that didn't work, Fulger. I guess you're walking.
So, as everybody begins to walk, Rhaegar says,
Look, I know you think I'm crazy, and my faith in Crom is unfounded. But let's just see if the king of the mountain will intervene.
and I put my hand out to see if someone will hand me the ring.
Nope.
I'm gonna roll persuasion on that.
Well, hold on.
It's an 18 on die.
You can't
Hold on.
persuade other players. That's bullshit.
What?
Yeah, and let's get on over. Let's go ahead and go back over because Ubis is very interested in going to Bryn Shander first. Okay, Ubis, you don't have. I'm not gonna make you role play out this persuasion check of 30. But like you guys are walking for the first part. I mean, you have to go in the same direction regardless for the first part. I mean, you need to skirt the remains of this ship that's still sending out a giant plume of black smoke into the air. So you guys don't have to make a decision right away. But the entire time you're walking, you are laying out like facts and well thought out reasoned arguments, and just it sounds like a really, really fucking good idea for you guys to go to Bryn Shander first. Take care of business there.
There's stores there. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff there. We might even be able, if we get to the tin trail, there might be a ride we can get.
Yeah.
And then I'll let it slip at some point that there's someone I need to see there, and hopefully no one picks that up. But yeah, I'll just say like let's go to like. I know we've never been to this other place, but we know Bryn Shander's got all sorts of stuff. We need potions. Just go from there.
I'm actually down with it too. That all makes sense. Plus, it's been a while since we were there, and there's some weird shit going on, so it might not be a bad idea to check up on shit when I go
There's
through
an
there.
inn there. We can sleep and get a good night rest.
Yeah, there's also, if you guys remember, there's also a furnished lodging that the town gave Ubis and the party for services rendered.
Oh shit! You got real estate.
I forgot I had a house there.
Yeah. Now it's not yours to own, but you feel pretty good that you're going to be able to convince them.
It's good enough. I have a key.
They're going to give you the deed.
I mean,
you know?
if y'all remember last time we were in Bryn Shander, they had a squatter problem. So I mean, it could be that by the time we get there, there's somebody already there. But we should probably check on that.
As you say that, Larry, give me an insight check.
It's 10.
Okay.
It's 10-15 as well. DM didn't know.
17.
17. That squatter problem in the abandoned part of the town, in the empty part of town, you have a strong suspicion that's not a squatter problem. That's a Duergar problem.
Cool.
All right. So you guys set out on the thing. Are you guys going to go to Bryn Shander? It's a really good reasons to go.
Yeah,
really great.
I'm convinced. All
right. How about you?
I mean,
Timmy,
no one rolled anything against me.
Timmy,
There's
Jackal.
no way.
Yeah, y'all are all okay.
So
All right, and you.
Rhaegar adds at the very end.
Let us also not forget about The lottery. And the fighting pits. And
I mean,
that
and it
bastard
really doesn't.
Cooter.
And it really doesn't matter because I have a 4-hour trance, so I'm probably going to try to use the ring to get us back to East Haven in the morning anyway.
Yeah, you do you want a little? I don't want. No, I'm not going to give you any spoilers about that ring.
No.
Don't.
You know what?
It's going to be more fun.
Actually, you know what? I might not. I'm going to roll something at some point.
Oh, come
before I
on!
make
You
that
can't change your
decision.
mind now.
No. Larry reserves the right to change his mind.
You guys are fearless. I haven't scared you off of using that ring. I didn't.
Well, actually,
I couldn't
it's
get
not
you.
you. It's not you that scared Larry off of
not
using
you, it's
the
him.
ring.
Yeah.
It's that everybody's still a little pissed at him from the last time he used it.
Okay.
That's why Rhaegar wants to give it a try, because he
Kidnap
figures
people.
everybody gets mad anyway. Might as well get
Alright.
his in.
So you guys travel for the next 4 hours. It's right about 2 p.m. I need everyone to give me Constitution saving throws.
Nope.
It's 18.
Is there, like,
plus.
advantage?
Oh, and remember, this is cold weather related. So some of you're going to get advantage with cold weather gear or with resistance to cold. So remember that.
Nope. I don't have to give you one.
Not a 5.
5. Now, was that with advantage, Jackal?
We got 15.
No.
Yeah, make sure you roll it with advantage, because I think all of you have cold weather gear or have resistance. Or have a bullshit ring that makes it so.
I don't have to roll.
15. Okay, cool. Yeah, did anybody get under a 12?
23.
I got
Okay,
a
that's-
13. I got a 13.
13? Okay. 24.
What's the temperature right now?
Oh, it's like negative 30.
So the only one who didn't do well is the Jackal, and what did Valen get?
Oops,
Well, the
didn't
Jackal
mean to
forgot
do
to
that.
roll with
Ignore
advantage. And Valen, I'm not sure what Valen got.
The Jackal got an 18, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Um,
got either.
Valen, you there?
It says connected to the server 21 minutes ago, but he might be off.
He might have to step off. Okay.
I'm good until minus 50. So
Yeah. So you guys continue on. You're about 4 hours down. Then you're going to continue on.
How's Imdra looking?
She's looking fine.
Okay.
She's looking okay. I mean, she's wounds are treated. She's doing okay. She's not on the map. We need to put her ass on the map.
Rhaegar still has the Goliath werebear strung over his shoulder and trudging along, and he starts to just whistle a tune, something, melodic, and he perks up and looks excited to be walking out in the cold air in the open.
Hell yeah. And you guys continue traveling on. And about 2 p.m., you take a quick break, keep going. Go ahead and give me one more round of Constitution saving throws, you guys.
14.
Poor people.
The deck save?
Constitution saving
Oh,
throws.
I just saw someone.
DC is 12. The DC is 12.
I saw that, and that was
I hit
mine in
12.
the thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
10.
12.
On 24 this time.
Now remember, okay, so Jackal, you have gained a level of exhaustion.
Alright.
Valen, you met the D. Did anybody get underneath the 12
This
other
is
than
our second
Jackal?
time having to roll because I don't think I rolled the first time.
Okay. So at this point, it's right at 6 p.m. It's in the evening. The snow is drifting down as it is wont to do all day, every single fucking day. You cross through a group of trees, and you come across a milepost marker for the 10 trail. You guys have made it to the 10 trail without incident. Crashing through bushes and trees, you see wolves poke their heads out of their dens, see your party walking, turn right back around and go back in. They're not fucking with you. You make it to the 10 trail.
Here.
The towering pyre of smoke and oily sushi scent in the air has faded from everything. But y'all have just a faint aroma around all of you that were in there in that smoke. You just have a little bit of there's a little fishy funk going on, and that's okay. You guys finish out the day. It's right about 6 p.m. You're on the 10 trail. You're right around the crossing of the Red Run at the 10 trail, and you know that you're going to be able to make much better time going up to Bryn Shander this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but now I feel like a tourist.
And that is where we're going to end our session.
Nice.
We can't end our session with us settling in for a nice long rest so we can level up before next session.
Oh, yeah. Are you guys going to set out the tent?
Yeah.
No,
I think
let's
that's-
Go to Liam's tiny hut.
I would assume tiny hut
Yeah.
Okay.
We just can't
because
say
we don't
make it to
have our
Brimstander.
tent because our tent was with our stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's in the thing. All
You
right,
say
so
we can't make it to Bryn Shander.
I'm not going to
I
let you
think
get to Bryn Shander yet. No.
Because I believe he said it was like at least a 17-hour
17
walk.
hours. Yep.
Yeah, and you guys have
And-
gone for
And
like
that's
8
a level of
hours.
exhaustion. So
Maybe we
Yeah.
found a ride. I convinced someone to give us a ride.
Give me a perception check, Ubis.
I give Ubis a piggyback ride.
Oh, give it to me with disadvantage, by the way,
Why?
because it's dark.
Oh, that's right, because there's only like 4 hours of actual daylight. Should I, hold on. Should I be a
dark
dick?
vision.
Should I be
Oh, that's fine.
Autumn.
Just give me a regular straight roll then. That's
should I
fine.
just, should I
Well, I
just
rolled disadvantage. Just whatever.
Hold on, Thomas was trying to say something. What'd you say, dude?
No, I don't want to be a dick. I was like I could just like use my portent ability and make him auto roll a 3.
Can't hear him. Can't hear you.
You said you don't want to be a dick,
I
but
rolled
it kind of
a-
sounded like you did want to be a dick.
I mean, if I roll with regular, it's a 16 plus 3, so 19.
19.
If
Yeah.
I didn't, it's an
You
8.
don't. So it's a 19. So you don't see anybody. You see some tracks that look like they might be a couple of hours old. It's hard to tell which direction they're going. Well, no, I guess it wouldn't because you have horseshoes and things like that. The tracks are headed south.
Oh,
You don't see
that
any heading
sucks.
north
We're-
just
you-
yet.
Ubis, relax, enjoy the journey. You know, we'll
Yeah.
be there tomorrow.
Valen, would it be safe to assume that you would have cast Identify on those 2 objects pulled from the wreckage
Most certainly. So
when you were a safe
Well,
distance away,
yeah,
of course?
well after we were outside
Yeah,
of the
like-
yeah.
like when
Okay.
my attitude was like,
All
when
right,
we
so
needed for a short rest, I
you guys
probably would've
cast Identify.
used it.
The sticky monocle with the kaleidoscope lens that functions as as eyes of minute seeing.
Whoa.
Okay, it's an uncommon magic item. It lets you see much better than normal at a range of 1 foot. You have advantage on investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying an object within that range. So if you're getting down on hands and knees to examine a floor, crack on a door, going through paperwork, that sort of thing, you're gonna get advantage on investigation checks with that.
I think monocle is the look that Trafalgar has been missing this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my goggles of night on. Thank you very much.
Yeah. The second object, the one that is a slimy quaff made from a living space slug. If I said it was dead earlier, I apologize. It's supposed to be alive.
Ugh.
That one that you pull over top of your head until you look like Joe Cat from the YouTube videos. That functions as a helm of telepathy.
Ooh.
So anyone who doesn't know this, a helm of telepathy lets you detect thoughts.
It's pretty dope.
I feel like the fact that it's warm and squishy, it's probably cursed.
No.
I'm-
No, it's not cursed. Nah, man.
Nah, sure it's not. Go ahead and try that on, Valen. See
Nah.
what happens.
Puts it on.
He wouldn't do something like that to us.
There he
It's got
goes.
it's got eyes. It's really cute. It's got eyes at the top of its thing where you pull it all the way over to where you're looking through the thing's like, I guess, mouth opening.
Yellow.
And its eyes sit up on top of your head like a really cool thing. It's wet and slimy though, but it lets you cast detect thoughts and suggestion. You can use it to cast suggestion, once a day, and you can send it to you can send telepathic messages that are pretty cool. But it is alive.
I'd take it
which
off.
is
Now there's two of
disturbing.
us that can do telepathy.
Yeah, I'd try
Yeah.
and take it off.
So you got
Does
that.
it come off my head?
Trafalgar, did you happen to keep that psi crystal out and on your person, or did you put it back in the book?
Hey,
I
Thomas,
put it
you
in
gotta
the
speak
ticker
up. I don't
back in
think
my
Jason's
pocket.
even here,
Okay.
dude.
Yeah, I can't hear.
you
I can't hear Thomas at all. I
Is
thought
that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can.
So
I-
Thomas said he
I've
tries to
been
take the
talking.
hat off. He put the
Oh, it
hat.
comes
He
right
put
off.
it on. And puts it.
Okay.
it comes off with a like, wet sucking noise.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not. It's kind of gross, but it is what it is. It's a helmet telepathy.
We'll just put this in our party's.
All right, and you put the psi crystal back in the
Stash.
thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the psi
Alright.
crystal and the little detector thing are in the bag of holding.
And those are the three
Okay.
items.
You guys are at an
Yeah,
interesting.
those were the
spot
three
right here.
items, Thomas.
You're on the road. South leads out of the Dale. North leads back to Bryn Shander and the rest of the 10 town. And you guys set up camp on a little hill overlooking the road. Merry fire going. And Lehman's tidy hut lasts for 8 hours. You can all fit in there.
Does he have the spell slot to cast it again?
It's a ritual.
Get ritual.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb,
That's
but
cool.
that's okay.
The
Not a bad way.
Magnificent Mansion is the same way, if I remember correctly. You can ritual cast
It
that.
is. It is. In fact, they did improve that with some errata recently. If you leave anything in Magnificent Mansion, it just pops right back out. Whereas before, it was like it was like a warehouse. You could just fill it up with shit. And you guys finish out your day staring down at the frozen expanse of the Red Run River and the crossing that you'll have to attempt at the end of your next long rest. And you are all now level 8.
Yeah!
Wait.
I was only joking. I didn't think we were going to level up.
I'd like Larry is going to say one thing as we're sitting here on the Tin Trail with going north and south. Larry does sort of he looks like serious, which is weird, and looks at everybody and says, "All right, none of us kind of signed up for this in the first place, but up north we go that way. I think we're about to throw down with gods and shit. Just want to say, south is right here. South right the fuck out of the Dale. Anybody wants to get off, now's the time to do it."
Rhaegar scoffs and he laughs at Larry and he says,
What is for Rhaegar in the world of men? We tolerate the 10 towns. A barbarian's home, nay, a Goliath's home, is in the snow and the homes and halls of Crom. I'm staying. Who's staying
sorry.
with me?
I'm sorry, Rhaegar. I should have been more specific. I was talking to everybody except Rhaegar.
Duly noted, elf.
Captain M just like, yeah, I've been doing that all afternoon.
I love how Jason's just drawing the Viking compass where the crash site was.
Supposed to be a fucking snowflake.
Oh, it looks like the Viking sigil for a compass. I can't remember what it's
Don't
called.
judge my art.
It's cool.
So just to make sure that everybody understands, we go north. We're all in on Rhaegar's page, and we're gonna go kick a goddess's ass. We good? We good.
He says,
Fear not, she is no god.
And And that's where we're going to end our session tonight.